Round one, we are rocking and rolling, son. Hey guys, how you going? So BKR Sport. We are here for round one of the NRL season. We have had a few games play so far. I'll go through a quick run through of what they've been. Obviously, we were live for the Broncos-Roosters game here on the channel when I was in Hawaii. There was the first two games when I was in Vegas. I wasn't able to live stream that, and the vlog will come out actually for you on Monday, this Monday, as I'm on my way to Hong Kong. It's hectic, man. So, man, to be honest, it's lucky you're not even getting this vlog out, but we will get that vlog out. And then last night, there were two games as I was on the plane back to Fiji, which were the Rabbitohs versus the Dolphins, and I think it was the Knights versus the Tigers, in two low-scoring games, actually. It was 8-10 in the Tigers-Knights game, the Knights winning in a very low-scoring one in Campbelltown, and then the Rabbitohs beating the Dolphins in a pretty low-scoring game, 16-14 at Combank Stadium. I'm intrigued. Oh, that's right. I was about to say I'm intrigued why it was at Combank Stadium and the Rabbitohs were classed as the home team here. But that was because the Dolphins, I believe, were meant to play at Suncorp. The Cyclone was around southeast Queensland and they decided to move the game down to Sydney. Now, I will ask though, because I don't know as well as you guys do, are they giving that as a home game to the Rabbitohs? Because they have the Rabbitohs as the home team on NRL.com. They have the Rabbitohs as the team who played at home. Obviously, that's not their home stadium. Their home stadium would be a core, but they've got the Rabbitohs as the home team there. So does that mean that the Dolphins lose that, or are they getting the ticket sales for that? I'm not too sure. Either way, irrelevant to the conversation we're having here, because we're about to start streaming for the St. George Illawarra Dragons taking on the Canterbury Bulldogs in a very highly anticipated match. I'm really looking forward to this game because these two teams... I don't know how to piece them right now, so I'm just moving something out of the way. I don't know how to piece either of these two teams. If you watch my preseason ladder prediction, I had the Dragons in 8th, which actually caught a lot of Dragons fans by surprise. When you're a content creator, every team thinks that you hate them. Like every fan base thinks, oh, he must hate them because he said one negative thing about them or didn't believe in that team. No, I literally was born in Cogra, right? So I have no problem with the Dragons. I only lived there for 2 weeks before we moved up to Queensland as a 2-week-old baby. But to be fair, I was born in Cogra. Look, overall, the Dragons are a team that have some talent there, but also outside of the talent make you worry. Like they've brought in Clint Gutherson, they've brought in Val Holmes. Their halves are a major concern, and we'll get into that in a second. They brought in Damien Cook. Over the recent years, they brought in Luciano Lua and Jaden Sewer and the likes, right? This team is strange. And I say that in a could be positive sense, and I say that in a could be a negative sense. I don't know how to piece the Dragons, and I feel like that's why I put them smack bang in the middle in 8th position, because I do see the upside here with guys like Val Holmes and Dame Cook and whatnot, but I also do see the downside here where, they do miss the 8 and do struggle as we have. Well, they've kind of been in this position for years now, like they played a game against Parramatta. What was it? The last round of the season, wasn't it 44-40? Like, if you're involved in that game, either team, you don't win. I don't care who was the team who actually won that game. Honestly, it doesn't matter who won that game. You both lost because 44-40 is an unacceptable scoreline. Where is it? Where was it? And they lost. And the Dragons lost that game 44-40 to the Eels. Eels fans, don't you laugh with me. Every other team can laugh with me in that regards. Eels fans, I know you won that one 44-40, but no one won that game. No one won that game. So that's why I say the Dragons have made changes, but it's just not convincing enough changes just yet for me to say, okay, I'm going all in on the Dragons. They're going to be really good this year. I do see upside there, though. The Bulldogs, on the other hand, they're a team coming into this season who have high expectations. And it's because they've had quite a few years of quite a long while of disappointment, and they won the Spoon in 2021. This team has been really, really poor for very long now. I wouldn't even say very long. Like, you haven't even been one of the longest tenured teams to be poor. 2014, you're in a grand final. In 2012, you're in a grand final. Daz mate's probably going to comment saying that those grand finals didn't exist, but they did. All right, so that's only 11 years ago. I say only, but that compared to the Tigers or the Titans or even the Warriors are in a grand final in 2011, but you'd say for the large majority of the 30 years they've been around, I think they've been around at the same time as Canberra have been on a drought, so about 28, 29 years. Maybe actually this is the year. Did they come in with the Cowboys in 1995? You'll have to drop that in the comment section anyway. But I'm pretty. Anyway, long story short, there are teams that have been around, have had a lot longer of a time period of sheer unsuccess, right? So it's just been kind of that recent history with the Bulldogs. But then last year, they came out of nowhere, surprised everyone, and finished in 6th position. And not many people believed in that. I didn't believe in that, and I'm always happy to put my hand up and say, I didn't see that coming. Because at the end of the day, before the season starts, you are just kind of having an educated guess, but it is still a guess at the end of the day. Like it's simply said, at the end of your preseason, and that's why I said in my video, we don't know shit. No one knows shit. You think you know shit, and you want to back in your team and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you have an educated guess. That's as far as you can go in regards to preseason predictions. It's as far as you can go in regards to weekly tips, to be fair, which are coming as of this week, guys. It's been too hectic for me to do it so far. The weekly tips will come back every Tuesday from this week, right? Obviously alongside the Teamless Tuesday. But all right, let's get into these two team lineups here. Oh, sorry, to finish off what I was saying, the Dogs have high expectations based off a good year last year. The only concern with the Dogs this year is, one, there's not a great deal of changes to show the improvement in areas that they might have been lacking, specifically the attack, because they were the 3rd best defensive team in the comp last year. And if you want to be pedantic about it, Dogs fans, you could argue that you were the 2nd best defensive team in the comp because you'd only conceded... where is it? You'd only concede, where is it? Where's the Bulldogs defense? 433. You'd only conceded 2 more points than the Sharks. So the Panthers had the best defense with 394 against, the Sharks had the 2nd best defense with 431 against, and the Dogs had the 3rd best defense with 433 against. So there's only a 2-point separating there, and the Roosters were at 463. Their defense actually wasn't horrific last year, and they had a great attack, but just didn't end up going on with it, and they've had an absolute mare of a round. The only game we've live streamed so far this round was the Fitty Bomber. But yeah, look, the Doggies, high expectations, have the potential to... I don't know if they've got... And Dogs fans will hate me for saying this. I just haven't seen... And I need to see this first 5 to 7 rounds. I'll always say that, right? I don't know how they improve a great deal. I can see them finishing, and I put them in 6th again this year. I can see them as high as 3rd. I can also see them having a year like the Cowboys and the Warriors and the Broncos of recent years. I don't think that happens, and that's why I was happy to put them in 6th in my preseason predictions. But you do have to have that kind of tentative approach where you're like, well, these teams had that surprise year. What's to say that this team won't have that kind of fallback like those teams did? So you just have to keep an eye on that kind of deal. But I do feel like the Dogs, they're going to be better for a year like last year, and their defense is what really got them through. So if Serraldo can get it out of them again in that regards, then they're laughing. But all right, let's get into the 2-team lineups here, guys. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We will be live streaming the Manly versus Cowboys game right after this, and then tomorrow's Storm versus Eels game, which could be an absolute shitfest. It really could be, but we'll see. But yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, and definitely go check out BKRtravel as the first Las Vegas vlog will start on Monday. Yes, first Las Vegas vlog starts on Monday. Actually, Jay, I didn't put that link in the chat. Or is one of the moderators able to go and grab the link for BKRtravel and put it in the chat so I can pin it when I come back to the chat in a second? Please, because I forgot to do that. But all right, because I only got off the flight this morning from Hawaii at like 7 a.m, man. Hey, fun fact for you, I was sitting next to Joseph Parker, Kiwi boxer. That's pretty cool. I didn't actually realise it was him until much later, but I was sitting next to Joseph Parker on the flight back this morning, which was pretty cool to see. But this game is at Cogra. The Dragons team lineup today, the new man, Clinton Gutherson, who is also the captain. He is fullback, with the wingers being Matthew Fianay and Christian Tuipolotu. You go to the centres. Ooh, that got closed just then. Moses Sully and Valentine Holmes, with the 5'8" being Kyle Flanagan and the halfback being Lachlan Ilias. You go to the front row forwards of Toby Couchman and Emre Gula. The number 9 is Damien Cook. Back row, Luchan Leilua and Jaden Sewer, with Jack DeBellin as the 13. Interchange, Jacob Little, Ryan Couchman, Raymond Fatala-Mariner and Hamish Stewart, with the 18th man replacement being Dylan Egan. And obviously, Shane Flanagan is their coach. Like I said, interestingly pieced together team. You love to see the likes of Val Holmes there in the centres. Clint Gutherson is the fullback. He is one of the best fullbacks in the game without the X factor. You know, you're going to get a job out of him, is what I'll say. You're going to get a job out of Clint Gutherson, absolutely. He's a hard worker. I think his tenure at the Eels was done. I think this was the right move for him. And the Dragons are probably the right fit for him as well, to be completely honest with you. but he's not going to be the X factor that you're looking for. But he is going to be a hard worker, is what I would say. And yeah, Val Holmes is brilliant. Ilias is a very big worry coming into that halfback. He got absolutely slammed when he was at the Rabbitohs. Then he got injured, and then the Rabbitohs fans were like, we want Ilias back. Fans, like, they don't know what they want. They hate a player one day, and they love him the next. Ben Hunt, how about that for the Broncos, huh? But then you go to the forwards, Damien Cook is a brilliant get, but not the same player that he once was a couple of years ago for the Rabbitohs when he was firing for New South Wales and Australia. Premiership winner, brings experience to his team, but I don't necessarily think this team is all about experience right now. I want to see for the Dragons someone to stand up this year. They lost Zach Lomax, who was an X-Factor player, loves his taxes too. But overall, I don't see a phenomenal amount of X-Factor lighting up the field in this team. I really don't. And Dragons fans may hate that, but I look at it and I say it's a very solid team, and that's why I have you in the 8th position. But I could see you also getting bounced out very quickly in the first round. So that's my thoughts on the Dragons. Prove me wrong. Yeah, they didn't do too well against the Doggies last year. I think they lost 0-2 to them as well. Now, the Dogs, on the other hand, you got Connor Tracy in the fullback, with the wingers being Blake Wilson and Marcelo Montoya. You go to the centres of Bronson Cherry and Stephen Crichton, the captain, who I have said for a while now, I believe Stephen Crichton is the best centre in the game. You go to the 5'8", you got Matt Burton, and the halfback is Mumbo Toby Sexton. Get around the sexy Sexton, son. Sexy Sexton, son. Get it in here. You don't like it? Too bad. Sexy Sexton coming right at you. The props are Max King and Daniel Saluka Fafita, with the number 9 being Reid Marnie. Back row, Viliami Kikau and Jacob Preston, with Jamin Salmon as the 13. So a bit of a changes here late in the lineup. Interchange of Kurt Mann, Bailey Hayward, Satili Tupanua, and Harry Hayes, with the 18th man being Blake Taff and the coach Cameron Ciraldo. They look at their 1 through 7, and I think that there is absolutely X-Factor in Crichton. I think Bronson Cherry brings X-Factor. I think that Marcelo Montoya and Blake Wilson is a bit of a concern on the wings. I really do. But I think their centres should be able to cover them quite well. Bronson Cherry can be quite hit or miss as well, though. I love Connor Tracy as a fullback. I think he's super underrated. I think he does a job there. The halves of Burton and Sexton is always going to come under fire. Matt Burton, is when he's on. But he can also have severely off games as well. And it's like Toby Sexton at the halfback. Although I love this man, he's a great individual. I know him well. But, I still have my concerns about how this halves pairing is going to take the Dogs to the next level. I'm still concerned about that next step for the Dogs in the halves. So that's my biggest question mark there in regards to their attack improving. Because you go back and have a look at last year, their defense was arguably equal second best with the Sharkies, but their attack was the second worst attack in the 8, just in front of the Knights, but they came 6th, the Dogs, with plus 529 in 4, so that's for the points. They had less points scored from 6th than the Broncos in 12th, the Dolphins in 10th. They were close enough to the Dragons, to be fair, only 19 better than them. They had less points in them than the Parramatta Eels, who came 3rd last. So, and not too far from the Warriors, who came 13th. So the Dogs' attack is what needs to be questioned. And if they have the ability to go that next step defensively, sure, that is another point as well. But it's the attack that needs to be focused on. We see doggy, woofy, son. That's what you need to look at. So overall, and then you go to their forward pack, and they've got X-Factor Viliami Kikau. They've got tough worker Maxi King. Get around him, huge bopper. Reid Marnie is a tough worker. I don't know what's happening with all these rumours that he's leaving and whatnot. Honestly, I think that would be silly for the Dogs. Also, who are you going to kind of get to replace him? Hasn't been at his best. I think he was better at the Eels. I'm going to put my hands up and say that. I think he was better at the Eels. However, he is that kind of nitty-gritty grub player. And that's said with a positive tone, grub, because you do need a grub in your team. Especially the Dogs. I will say that one. I will say that. The dog, they do need grub in their team. And he is the perfect example of a grub. The greatest player of all time, in my opinion, is Cameron Smith. And he was one of the grubbiest guys in the history of sport. So I do, and I'm not comparing Reid Marnie to Cameron Smith by any stretch of the imagination. However, I do think that he is the perfect style of hooker here for this Dogs team. But look, overall, this game here today, I'm going to tip the Dogs. I am going to tip them, but I can see the Dragons getting up in this one. I don't think this is an easy game to tip by any means. This is a real shot in the dark this one, and if you're betting on it, please gamble responsibly because this is a hard game to predict because the Dragons have brought in some good talent. The Dogs were a much better team last year and beat them 2-0. This is at Cogra. There's multiple things that, you look at in regards to kind of who's going to come out of this game. If you want to go back to last year, the Dogs scored 529, the Dragons scored 508. The Dogs conceded 433 and the Dragons conceded 634 points. So the emphasis for the Dogs this year is their attack, which was still better than the Dragons, but the emphasis for the Dragons this year is their defense, which is awful from last year. 634 against. There's not many teams that had a worse defense. They were super close to the Titans defensively, and that's a team that always is under 5 for defense. They were better than the Eels, sure, but you'd hope so considering that you finish up there in 11th. You were close enough to the Rabbitohs, but I think you finished 5th last for defense. Yeah, you did. Yeah. Only the Tigers, the Rabbitohs, the Eels, and the Titans had a worse defense than the Dragons last year. So that's the one you got to look for. That's the one you got to look at right there and say, shit, we need to be better this year, 150% in that key area. And it's not like the attack doesn't need work as well. So that's just my perspective so far. Please obviously drop in the comment section what your thoughts are. The game starts in 15 minutes. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Please, if you are new to the channel, don't let Dazmate just feed you. Don't let him feed you this absolute, Dogs are going undefeated for the rest of history narrative. That is a Dazmate special. He loves a good Dogs narrative there. He loves a good Dogs narrative. How do I make this bigger? That's what she said, son. That's what she said. There we go. We got that working. All right. Live chat, ready to rock and roll? Let's go. All right, I just want to see, there's the link. Thank you very much, Mr. Hayes, Mr. G. Hayes. All right, that's been pinned, and go subscribe to BKRtravel if you have not already. First Vegas vlog out Monday at 4 p.m. Queensland time. All right, so Daniel Pace says, what happens in Sydney City stays in Sydney City, right? Mate, exactly right. I went with my mum, right? So it wasn't any partying. Next time I go, there might be a bit of partying for sure. But no, it's a great time, man. The Grand Canyon helicopter tour that you guys will see on BKRtravel was immense, man. It was absolutely incredible. Like, even just like the little chipmunks, man. I never realized how tiny chipmunks were, bro. Chipmunks are like this big. Like, I knew they were tiny, but I didn't realize they were like this big, man. Just like hopping around its little feet in the middle of the Grand Canyon. And we were in Arizona, so we flew from the helicopter from Las Vegas, Nevada, across the border of Arizona. So we were in the Arizona portion there. And it was immense, man. It really was. And that vlog will come out probably sometime this week, as in the week upcoming, over on BKRtravel. And it's honestly absolutely incredible, that place, the Grand Canyon. It really is. Ben Fricker getting around it. Daniel Bates says, hello all. Hope you all went well. Hope you all are well and up for another big year of footy. Mate, I am. I'm up for it. I've got a lot going on this year, man. I will be here for all of it, but gee whiz, I've set myself up for a crazy, exhausting year, man. Like, I literally got off the flight this morning, 9-hour flight, from Honolulu to Fiji, and went past Apia, Samoa, which is where Joseph Parker got on, actually. And then, got to Nandi, and then I haven't slept since. And then on Monday, I'm off to Hong Kong for the night. And then on Tuesday, I'm off to New Delhi for 3 months in India. Not in Delhi specifically for 3 months, but then India on Tuesday. And then about June 9th or something like that, I'm off to Vietnam for 3 months. And then Thailand and all that type of jazz, and then probably end up in Chicago for Christmas. So lots going on with me, man. Lots going on with me, but we will be live streaming here. Regardless of where we are, we will be live streaming here on the channel. Hillbilly says, yep, the reverse fixture will be a Finns home game. Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, so I get you now, Hillbilly. So they've switched. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you give the Rabbitohs the home game there, and then when it comes back to Suncorp later in the... So they just take that game... Wait, so does that mean they gave the ticket? So if you had a ticket to that Dolphins-Rabbitohs game later in the year, were you given access to last night then? Because otherwise, how does that work out? So the Rabbitohs were given that fixture last night out there in Western Sydney at CommBank. I would assume that game was originally meant to be a call. Could have been a CommBank, though, to be fair. I don't know about that kind of their schedule and all that type of jazz, but it would have made it a little bit interesting. But I do agree and find that the right process to give. And it's... too much nonsense going on in the media right now. But I do agree that that happened at CompBank and that the Rabbitohs are now given that home game and the Dolphins will get theirs later in the year. Because at one point it looked like the Rabbitohs would get both home games, I think. Anyway, I'm not too sure. Daniel Bay says, you sound like you're using a loudspeaker. Oh no, is it really that bad? Is the microphone not working well? Is it too loud? Do you guys want me to turn it down a little bit? Is it too loud? Let me know in the chat. I'll skip through. Let me know in the chat if it's... We can hear you perfectly. Daniel Bay, you can grip yourself. What you mean? Nah, it's all good. We got to hear you perfectly. Audio's fine. And we got Daniel Bay going off. Bloody pommies. I tell ya, it's the Poms. By the way, how good is this shirt? I got this in Hawaii. This shirt is a Cubbies shirt. Go Cubs, go. The Chicago Cubs. It is so nice. I'm going to be wearing it in India because it's beautiful. It definitely costs an arm and a leg, though. It definitely costs an arm. I think this shirt was like 115 plus tax USD. So, $1 is like 200,000 Australian dollars. So you do the math. Ben says, do you see more of an upside than a downside for both these teams or the other way around? I see more of an upside for the Dragons. I see more of a flat line for the Dogs until proven otherwise. I don't know whether to go up. I don't know whether to go down. I can't really answer that one in regards to the Dogs. I think that there is a 50-50 chance of both options happening. I think there's a 50-50 chance of the Dogs being killers and absolute, a big-time team this year. And I can also see a world where they kind of go down that Warriors, that Cowboys, that Broncos, and that Manly trajectory where they had a great year and then kind of fall off the year after, right? So I will sit on the fence with Dogs. I will do that. But in regards to the Dragons, I do see more upside than downside overall. Angus Falls is not usually a fan of watching either of these teams, but I'm excited for this game, mate. That's what I'm saying, Angus. It's an interesting game. There's a lot to think about here. It's a rivalry game too, but there's a lot to think about. We don't know how this team's going to play. There's changes to this Dragons team. The Dogs whooped them both times last year. There's a bit of how you're going about this one. There is a bit of how you're going about this one. Brent Neslick says, yeah, Blaze, the home game was swapped for Bunnies and Dolphins game. There you go. TH says, I hope the Dogs don't become a one-hit wonder. We shall see. Bring it on. Grrr, woof, woof. Don't know about a grrr, but the woof, woof, I like it. The doggy, doggy, woof, woof, I like the doggy, doggy, woof, woof. I don't know the grrr. Grrr, because there's a H there. Where's the H come from in grrr? Grrr. Grrr. That's how that sounds. I like the woof, woof. Doggy, doggy, woof, woof. But a grrr. I don't know about that. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, you just have to see how it goes these first 5 to 7 rounds. You will know by round 5. I'll say round 5, not even 7 rounds. You will know by round 5 if this Dogs team is the same team from last year or a team that is that one-hit wonder like the Cows, the Bronx, the Warriors, and Manly. Manly were able to kind of get themselves out of the fight pretty quickly. Same with the Bronx, assumedly. But then again, they played an awful Roosters team the other day. I don't know how to read them just yet, but they did look good against the Roosters. But the Roosters, ooh, boy. Oh, boy. They're something, man. They are something. So, yeah, we just have to wait and see, man. But you'll know by 5 rounds in. You'll arguably know by 3 rounds in if this Dogs team is the same as last year. You just have to see the energy. You have to see the work ethic early. Daniel Bates says, guys, I was let go from a job this week, so I can't have the Watch NRL option. Here in the UK. I'll be needing your unbiased opinion to help me. Thanks. All right. Daniel, well, firstly, I'm sorry to hear that. But then again, you got to stop drinking on the job, Daniel. You got to stop drinking on the job. But then again, I also support having a nice little brewski when you need it. Just maybe not so much on the job. Now, listen, in regards to unbiased opinion, this is the perfect place. So, preseason prediction, I've got Titans coming first. Unbiased. I think Tino wins the Dally M. I think Tino wins best hair in the game. I see Jaden Campbell as the halfback of the year. I actually think that all Titans will get 1 through 13 for the Dally M team of the year. So, look, take that for what you will. This is the official unbiased opinion of someone on NRL YouTube. And that's just how we're going to have to leave it. Yeah, so thank you for trusting me. Lego Baltic says, I'm sorry, but who let the dogs out? Yeah, baby. Why are you sorry? Why don't you just say, who let the dogs out? Ooh. What's the sorry about? Ben Fricker says, Ilias is the only part that might worry Dragons fans, in my opinion, so he's hoping he steps up. Oh, well, I think there's more than just Ilias, because he'll be the scapegoat for this year for sure, 100%. But there's still a worry in regards to their defence in the back line. Gutho will be able to shape them up pretty well, but then again, you look at last year's Eels, and it's not like the Eels last year were anything crash hot when it came to defence. I think they were the worst defensive team in the comp, weren't they? Round 27 last year, the Eels were the second worst defensive team in the comp, and that was only because of that game against the Tigers in round 27. So the Eels outside, and again, at the end of the day, they were second worst defense to the Tigers, but the Tigers gave up like 60 points to the Eels, or 50-odd points to the Eels at that final game, which is what enhanced which is what took the Tigers' defense away from them, and they didn't concede too many points themselves, the Eels. So, that's why you see that, because they were pretty much the worst defensive team all year last year. They were. So, look, I think there's still more concerns to the Dragons than just Lachlan Ilias, but Ilias is absolutely concerned. And also, let's not pretend like Carl Flanagan's not a concern as well. He doesn't light the world on fire. He has good games sometimes. I wouldn't really say that he's on the trade board for many teams, and I think that he's going to have a big year this year. Otherwise, people will start giving him the Billy Walters, Kevin Walters treatment, which people kind of do already, but Flanagan does enough to avoid that on a consistent level. But now Billy Walters actually had a good game the other night, but now Kevy's not there. He's not going to get that. So a lot of the public's eye will turn to Kyle Flanagan and to Shane Flanagan if Kyle isn't performing to the standard that he needs to here for the Dragons. Luke says, Dragons are better than the Cowboys, Valentine Holmes. Thank you, Luke. The Dragons are not playing the Cowboys here today, so really interesting team to target there in that comment. But, each to their own, each to their own. As a team on the bye, I'm going to say the Titans are better than the Tigers. It's random, but it's a comment nonetheless. So thank you for that one. But should have said Sharks, Luke. I will not disagree with that one. I think that Val Holmes was clearly the best version of Val Holmes when he was at the Sharks before he went to the New York Jets in the NFL, and then came back to the Cowboys, where he's actually from that Townsville region. But now he's on the Dragons, which is an interesting switch. I don't necessarily know that this was the switch for him, but I get why he's done it. I was surprised, though, that he was leaving the Cowboys, considering he's from that region. But then again, a large part of his life was in the Shire, but now he's gone to the biggest rivals of the Sharks you could argue. Actually, this is for Sharks fans. Do you hate the Dragons more? Do you hate the Storm more or the Raiders more? They're your three biggest rivalries right now. The Storm was more so mid-2010s, but everyone hates the Storm. The Raiders was also kind of that Mick Ennis era between the Sharks and the Raiders, but there is still feeling behind it. And the Dragons is just locality, but locality doesn't always mean shit. Locality doesn't always mean that it's a crazy rivalry, right? Like, for example, Dogs and Tigers, I wouldn't say the Dogs fans really give a shit about that, right? Dogs care about the Eels, Dogs care about seemingly the Titans, to be completely honest with you, because of the Tino and Matt Burton thing, and probably because of me, to be fair. But no, the Dogs have Manly, they've got the Eels, they've got even arguably the Dragons and whatnot, but that's a locality, right? So that's why us Sharks fans, it's your biggest rivalry, the Storm, the Raiders, the Dragons. I think it's a more deeper question than you'd think. Hillbilly says, Little had more impact than Cook last year. It'd be rough on him if he only gets token minutes. I agree. That's why it was a bit odd to see. That Xavier coach tries incredible. 5 minutes to go into a kickoff, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. But yeah, that's why I was surprised that they actually went out and got Dane Cook, because I thought Jacob Little was good. I thought that he was doing a job, and I didn't think that was a position of need. I didn't think they needed to go out and make that attribution there in Damien Cook. But it's not like Damien Cook isn't a talented player, but is he the player he once was, which is the biggest question mark. But he says, drove past Cogger at 3:30 and place was already pumping full of both fans. Well, sold out, apparently. Really not a fan of Montoya in the wing. They're definitely missing Kiraz. Correct. Yeah, Montoya is a big hitter, dude. He'll come in with a massive hit, but he also can have some really poor defensive reads. And when the Dogs are such a defensively strong unit, you need everybody to be on the same wavelength. You need everybody to be on the same wavelength. So if you're on a different wavelength as a player and you are looking for that real big individual hit, which is what Montoya can do, Montoya can be great, but it can also be awful. So that's a big concern there for the Dogs today for sure. Especially if the Dragons can utilize, who's going up against him? So Blake Wilson will be going up against Tuipulotu, Marcelo Montoya up against Matthew Fianay and Moses Suli. I think Montoya kind of ducks away from it. I think he ducks away from the tougher side of Holmes and Tuipulotu, in my opinion. I don't think it's crazy significantly different, but with that being said, I would say if you're a winger, you'd prefer to play up against Fiona and Sully, maybe not Sully, but Fiona and Sully to Val Holmes and Tui Pelotu, as my personal opinion. So Blake Wilson probably and Bronson Cherry have the harder task tonight in my thoughts. But Stephen Crichton is alongside Montoya. So Crichton's a great leader. We all know this is the reason why he won Captain of the Year last year. Stephen Crichton is a great leader, and he's on his inside. So that's what the benefit will be to Montoya being there, that he has Crichton, who's not just going to dart out of the line and leave him susceptible, which is what most centres do. And the wingers are always blamed, usually, for centres' mistakes. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. When they see a winger come in and dart that second man in, it's usually because the centre has darted in, or somebody on the inside of the centre has darted in, like a back row or whatnot. Like somebody has darted in, which has pushed the wing inside, and the winger has to come in for the second man, and then there's an overlap on the wide, and that's where they score. But yeah, no one looks at the centres usually. People who watch rugby league get it, and watch it on a consistent level where they know what they're talking about get it, but like casual watchers or people who watch it frequently but don't necessarily get the ins and outs of what we're watching will look immediately to the winger, because that's where you'd be like, why is he not on his wing? It's usually because of the mud bitch on the inside. Usually. There are a lot of wingers out there that is their fault though. Alright, so walking out of the field now. The Doggies are out on the field. The Dragons are coming out now too. Also, let's see how they go without Zach and Boyd Lomax, I wonder who's doing the team taxes nowadays. I wonder who's doing the team taxes for the team now. Interested how Serraldo uses Sitilli. Probably spells kick out for 20, but could be used in the middle. Kikau is an impact player. Can play big minutes, but he's definitely a guy I'd prefer to play for a real big impact minute kind of style. Nate Jason, g'day Blaze, mate. Looking forward to this one. The Doggies have the wood on us recently, and the home ground advantage doesn't do us any good. I would agree. Like I said, the Dogs beat you guys 2-0 last year. So, yeah, the Dragons, like you said, don't have a good record against the Dogs. But with that being said, it's a whole brand new you have to go into this year thinking the Dragons are a whole new, different era, because you've got all these new signings. So you have to expect and hope that this Dragons team has turned a corner. I'm hesitant, but then again, as you saw, and bloody randomly had a go at me. I'm joking. Randomly had a go at me for my comment section, saying, "Wow, Blaze actually tipped the Dragons. Wow, make the 8. Shock horror." Anyway, long story short, the Dragons are definitely concerned, but you have to go in as a fan of your team, expecting this is the year that the shit changes around. But all right, so the Dragons have knocked the ball onto the first tackle. What is it with the first tackle of the games? Saluka Fafita's going off his rocker, son. Gee whiz. Saluka Fafita's going off his rocker. I'm going to have to skip a few comments here, guys, and get down to the live chat because I was a bit behind there as I was scrolling through. But wow, we knock on here by the Dragons, and the Dogs are fired up already. Beers Man says NRL's back. Don't know which team to root for this season. Tigers might be interesting this year. Maybe, possibly, don't know. Beers Man, really? They just went and lost 10-8 to the Knights, and most people are tipping for the bottom 4, and it's not an impressive result there for the Knights. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. All right, Doggies with the first attack of their season. They're 5 metres away here from the line. First tackle now. Reed Marnie's going to spread this. Blake Wilson off to Toby Sexton, then Daniel Saluka Fafita, and he'll get taken down to the 10. Don't lose the ball. That would be so embarrassing if he had that song and dance number that just then and then loses the ball. Left-hand side, Jamin Salmon. Salmon gives it off to Sexton. Sexton underneath here. Good run by Billy. Oh, he's lost the ball, yeah. And now the Dragons are fired up, dude. Man. Oh, there is a lot of feeling in this game early doors. How about this? The Dogs force the error from the Dragons in the first tackle of the game, and then Vili Viliami kick out will drop the ball on third tackle in the attack. And, mate, we might be on for a big game here. Blissy says, hard to hate the Dragons when we often beat them. Not much rivalry to get behind. Stop it. Hate the Storm, don't like the Raiders. Yeah, I would say that based off of my interpretation from Sharks fans, I would say that... And also, Dragons don't have as bad a record as you're suggesting there against the Sharks in the last 10 years. But I would say that your biggest Oh, jeez. I don't even know. Yeah, it would be between the Storm and the Raiders. Oh, man, this game is all over the shop already. Like, in a good way, too. The intensity immediately has been really good. Both these teams need to get themselves off to a good start to prove that they are... A lot of criticism have come both these teams' way. So this is a very integral game to win early doors against a team that is in a similar position mentally, in my opinion, both these two teams. So this is going to be a game full of real heavy emotion. Jay says, Blaze, when you see this, make sure you update the scorecard. Mate, I've already done that, champion. Gee whiz. See, look, it's live, man. Jay, come on, man. You're like, I did that like 10 minutes ago. Prove me wrong. Can't prove me wrong, mate. Come on, Jay. You got to be quicker than that, man. You got to be quicker than that. All right, so third tackle now for the Dogs, and still looking for Feeder. He'll get this ball to the 35. Anyone asking for the live stream to the actual game itself, Jay's going to give you a link, and you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Not a bad play, first play with the Dogs. Not a bad first play, but then they knocked it on straight away. Matt Burton kicks this ball up into the corner for the Chasers. Good take there by Fianay. Wow, good take by Fianay. Also, is Bronson Xerri playing alongside Montoya? Because that was Bronson Xerri who made that dart there. Yeah, it is. It's Bronson Xerri on the left wing with Marcelo Montoya. So the right wing must be Blake Wilson and Stephen Crichton. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. Oh, I don't agree with that. Where's Val? Val's literally right there on the screen. Fourth tackle here for the Dragons. They'll get this ball to the 25. I don't agree with that. I don't think Marcelo Montoya should be partnering up alongside Bronson Xerri. I would be giving him the experience of Stephen Crichton for sure, 100% of the day. Your audio is too much? Why are some people saying this? I'll turn it down then. I'll turn it down a little bit. Some people are saying this and most people are saying it's been great. All right, well, I'll turn it down a little bit. Maybe you could have turned it down then, but I guess you're lazy. All right, so first tackle here for the Dogs. Daniel Bates says, read the sound. It's good. You just sound different. Used to it now. From a not whinging Palm. Whinging Palm over there, son. Sounds like a whinge to me. Bronson Xerri gets his ball here to the halfway point. Oh, he's 21 hours old. Fair enough. Turn the audio back up, you muppet. All right, I'll turn it back up. I'll do what you say then, sir. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! You ready? You ready for another NRL season? You're lucky I didn't scream. Shout, shake it all about. When I'm in India, I'll be able to scream and shout because that'll be on like midday, these games. So Matt Burton will kick this ball up into the corner where it will be. Montoya knocks it back. Good knockback. Gets it off to Reid Marnie. Reid Marnie to Matt Burton. And Burton into the corner where Gutherson will grab it. Not a good kick at all there from Berto. Not a good kick at all. What was that? Where was I at? Tim, are you English by chance? You may be. Maybe, but all right. Second tackle here for the Dragons coming out of their own 20. They're not making meters at the moment. This has been a really high intensity start to this season. As a penalty for the Dragons, that's huge. That's huge. That's huge, yeah. Let the Dogs go for a little while, but give us a penalty and now the Dragons are going to get inside the attacking 40. My ears just burst. You guys know by now. If you have me on full-blown noise, shit, you're going to get a new set of eardrums this year, that's for sure. That's for sure. TH is correct, bro. Montoya should be with Critter. I agree. I wouldn't be putting Montoya alongside Xerri, and that's not a negative on Xerri. I just think that you want Montoya, someone who's quite a liability defensively, to be alongside someone who is really... That's a great tackle by Jamin Salmon. Wow. Second tackle for the Dragons at the 50. This is looking really much like the game of the round right now. Early doors. This is very much looking like the game of the round. So far, I would say it would be Sharks and Panthers. That would be quality game of the round. Right now, if I'm going by this first 7 minutes, Sully with a great run to the 30, and it'll be fourth tackle now for the Dragons. Is that a Coke Zero you have in your hand? No, it's a Sprite, mate. It's a Sprite. Flanagan gets it across here. They kick it through into the corner. Good kick. Will it sit up? No. Good hold back there by Connor Tracy. So it's going to be a 7-tackle set for the Dogs. Jeez, that was on. That was on there. There's a little bit of spice there from Lachlan Ilias. It wasn't a bad kick. I know it goes dead, but it wasn't a bad kick. I like the idea of what they were trying there. Daniel Bates, this is the GOAT game of all time. We all know it. No. The GOAT game of all time was the Titans versus the Tigers. About 4 years ago at Seabus on a beautiful Thursday night. The Titans won in the last minute of the game. AJ Brimson scored a try. That's all I remember of it. That's all I want to talk about. That's the only thing that happened in that game, probably literally as well. That was the greatest game of all time, and I don't think anybody can disagree with that one. Daniel McClellan says Tigers Knights game of the round. If you thought that was the game of the round, I would need you to seek a psychiatrist immediately. 4 tackle here at the 40 for the Dogs. Blizzy says missed footy. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Did you miss Ashley Klein? Because the Sharks got a good taste of Ashley Klein in that game. That's for sure. I couldn't believe people were going off as if Panthers were the ones starting in that game. Crazy. First half, maybe a little bit. Second half, no way. Ash Klein just destroyed the competition of that game. It could have been even better than what it already was. Another penalty here for the Dragons. Come off their own line. The Dogs ill-disciplined early. Brent Neslick says, GOAT game was Magic Round last year. Yeah, good stuff, Sam. Get rid of that comment because Brenton actually has admitted on multiple occasions that Brian Kelly did score that try. So I will take that as a Titans win. Thank you for coming. That means that the Knights missed the 8 based off losing those 2 points. Potato, tomato, semantics. Thanks for coming. Oh, that's a huge run there by Moses Uli. Who did he just knock to the floor? Damn, he just knocked someone to the floor, does them. Oh, good offload there. And the Dragons lit the grass again. Jacob says, go the Cowboys. This isn't the Cowboys game. Cowboys game is after this one. We will be live streaming Manly versus Cowboys right after this. And then we've got the Storm Eels tomorrow as well. And then you guys will get to finally see the Vegas vlog from the NRL game at Allegiant Stadium on Monday. So Dragons flick the ball over to the left-hand side. Here's a chance now. And they'll be taking out the 30. Good run. 25. Good run. Piyush says, hi. Hello, Piyush. How you doing? Who you going for? 10 minutes gone here, guys, in the first half. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Dragons 4 tackle. No, oh, that was dumb. Who was that? Ilias. Ilias, bro. You can't be doing that. You can't be throwing that ball into the line of that situation. Can't be doing that. But it's early in his tenure here at the Dragons. Don't be ripping into him. I'm just critiquing him based on being a commentary here. I am critiquing him based on it, but I'm not encouraging people to blame him for anything today, because at the end of the day, it's round 1. You can lose, and this is a benefit here for the Roosters fans. You can lose by a large margin, and just if you can get your shit together by round 3 to 5, you can put yourself back on the right track. Like, it's literally round 1. This is what I had to keep saying to my mum as a Sharks fan. Like, at the end of the day, she was upset about Ash Klein, and she was upset about the fact that it was a really controversial game, officiating-wise. But I just kept saying, like, it's round 1. At the end of the day, who cares? At the end of the day, you lose round 1, whatever. Roosters maybe not, because they lost by 50. And if you lose by 50, it's not a good sign. But the point is that if the Roosters come out, they play the Panthers in week 2, which is just rough for them, man. Oh, we just got pumped by 50 by the Broncos. Oh! Jack DeBellin just picked up Connor Tracy and drove that mother bitch into the ground. Oh boy, fit tackle now for the Dogs at the field, 45 on the Jags side of the field. How good's the emotion and the feeling and the vibe in this game right now? And the Dogs, Burton puts this one up into the corner, and it will be... That's tackling air. That's tackling air. No, apparently not. Fiernay will grab the ball in the 15. Actually, good catch. USA Rugby League and Union fans. His brother was great meeting you last weekend. You're a legend. I appreciate it, man. I remember you were the one wearing the whole American attire, yeah? The Uncle Sam attire. If you wouldn't have seen it yet, the vlog comes out tomorrow on Monday our time, so that'll be Sunday your time. But for anyone who doesn't, well, you wouldn't know yet, USA Rugby League and Union fan, passionate rugby league fan over there in America, man, and it was really great for him to have to knock on Dragons. So it'll be Dogs ball here at the 45. But yeah, USA Rugby League and Union fan, passionate fan over there. He was dressed up to the nines in Uncle Sam attire, and he was passionate, and it was great to see. And that's what we want to see from Vegas. And he was just so excited to get amongst it, and he was excited because he knows this channel and whatnot. And it was a great experience being over there with people like him, and there was other Americans getting around it too. So there's a lot of unqualified opinions from people who will never go to Vegas and have never been to Vegas and don't go to the rugby league there and have no no idea. They're like, oh, there's not a single rugby league fan over there from America. You're stupid, right? So, yeah, look, I'm excited to put that vlog out because it will show you differently. But all right, let's give me a penalty for the scrummy. The Dragons did not pack it in time. That's interesting. We don't usually see that. I think I got 10 in the bin, had my Gatorade back on the field. Did Sam time you out for 10 minutes? I can't see how long you guys get timed out forever here for some reason. Maybe I don't have the setting on. So first tackle now for the Dogs are at the 30, but I know when you get timed out. Second tackle. 1 minute. Oh, and then Brent Nestle, you drama queen. Oh my gosh. You need to be in one of those drag shows in Vegas. So third tackle here. Actually, how are you about last night? I was on the plane looking at the score updates. How are you with a 12-10 win over the Tigers, or whether it was 10-8? It was. Dogs here, 4 tackle, 10 metres away here from the line. 14 minutes in. Can the Dogs get over? Oh, they're going to claim 6 more, I think. No, I thought I did. I must have heard someone in the crowd. 5 metres out, 5th tackle. They give it out to Sexton, then to Burton. Let's have Montoya! Try time, Marcelo Montoya for the doggy woof. And the new man that we were kind of criticising before. We don't criticise his attack, we criticise his defence. But that, my friends, is why you get Marcelo Montoya, because it was just too easy for him. Once he was in a little bit of space, yes, there was cover there, but at the end of the day, he's too strong of a runner. They get that ball to Toby Sexton, then gives it to Matt Burton. Matt Burton with a quick to William kick out, and then kick out with the kind of just quick tap on where Marcelo Montoya will go over the line on the left-hand side. So we 4-0 here with the kick to come. There's never a world that when Marcelo Montoya gets a little bit of room like that, he's too strong and he gets over the line. So 4-0 with the kick to come. Just as bad as Cat 2 Cyclone. Well, like, I've been through, obviously, quite a few cyclones in my time over here in Fiji. God bless everyone in South East Queensland who have had to feel it, especially Gold Coast. I don't think Brisbane actually felt anything, really. But now you're aware that Cat 2s, they're really not much. Like, you'll probably get a bit of flooding and whatnot, and, please stay away from flooded waters, and please stay away from fallen power lines and all that kind of jazz, which you should know. But now you kind of understand. I don't even believe it actually got to Cat 2, and I don't think it actually went across the land at Cat 2. So, but even if it did, you would have understood. Like, it's strong, but it's Cat 5s are terrifying, mate. Cat 5 are terrifying. Oscar says, who scored? Well, it's not on the screen, so the live score is below us. But it is the doggy woof, mate. Oh, Marcelo Montoya, if you're asking who scored the try. It's Marcelo Montoya. Matt Burton here with a big old beard. Burton will miss the kick. He will miss the kick, so it will stay 4-0. Didn't think that was too difficult of a kick too. Brenton says, I'll join the Thunder Down Under crew with Heine in Vegas 1 year. Well, Brenton, you're probably playing next year, man. You're probably playing next year. So I would advise you probably get out there. And it's like, the Raiders had no promo. The Raiders game actually had a bigger viewership than Panthers Sharks, mind you. But the Raiders game had no promo for the comparison between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Canberra Raiders. Well, if the Knights go, it's like, am I wearing my Golden Knights hat? No. Well, Vegas also has the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I went to that game, Golden Knights versus the New Jersey Devils. That vlog is going to be on BKRtravel, not on this channel. But that was an unreal experience. So I would love to see them try and get a bit of comparison between and compare and show that your team, your home team, is the Las Vegas Golden Knights or the knock on Montoya, and there is the 50-50, and there is the 50-50, man, and there is the 50-50. Oh no, he just scored a try and then he goes and knocks the ball on the first set after the points. That's rough. That's rough. But anyway, yeah, Golden Knights and the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Newcastle Knights and the Canberra Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. I just don't understand why they wouldn't do that. Yeah, no, the Raiders definitely do have the clap, Jay. We've known that. Yeah, no, we've known that. Dragons now, 11 metres out from the line. First tackle here. Bad mistake we make and strap the points, especially as the try scorer. Oh, they got numbers. Moses Suli! Well, Montoya, all that good work that you just did. Oh, it's Tui Palotsu, sorry, not Moses Suli. It is Christian Tuipulotu. I hold my hands up and apologise to anyone who had Sully in a bet and thought that he scored. It was Christian Tuipulotu on the left-hand side. And it's 4-4 with the kick to come. And that's the 50-50 you get with Montoya. He can have really good moments, but he can also make mistakes like that. So 4-4, kick to come to the El Dragons on the far left-hand side of the field. Not an easy kick. Not an easy kick. So Christian Tuipulotu with the try. Daniel McClellan says, Dogs need another kicker. Crichton's better at it than Burton, in my opinion. Statistically, I don't know if I agree. Can Dogs fans back up what Daniel's saying? Or I would say that... did he knock that on? No, I think he might have got it. I just want to look at this one last time here to make sure he actually puts his ball down. He's lost that. He's lost this. He's lost his ball. This will be no try. Tuipulotu is celebrated like crazy, but you would have known he dropped this. He would have known he dropped that. That's a drop. This is a no try. Yep. There comes the bunker. Here comes the bunker. This is going to be a no try, ladies and gentlemen. Tuipulotu. Who was this? Was this Crichton coming across? Oh, this could be a penalty try. This could be a penalty try, 8-point try for the knees. This is... Oh, that's going to be... He's been... That's a penalty try and a bin. This is a penalty try and a bin. I wasn't even looking at the knee. Crichton's going to the bin here. This has to be a bin. This has to be a bin. You can't leave with the knees. You can't leave with the knees. I wasn't even looking at that. I was just looking at the ball coming out. But then when you go and have a closer look at that, that's the right call. So it's a penalty try here to the Dragons. So they're going to get a kick from right in front. He drops the ball. So to differentiate between the 8-point try and 6-point try. So he scores the try, but he dropped it, right? So because Crichton, with his knee, has prevented this from being a try, it's given the 4 points and you get a kick. And that has to be a bin. Well, that has to be a bin, referee. He's coming with the knees and come in contact with the head. I'm sorry, but how is that not a bin? Crichton should have been there. Dogs, you got quite lucky there. This is an enjoyable game. So anyway, to go back on that, if you score a try, you put the ball down, and also have a thing like Stephen Crichton just then for the penalty, you get the try, you get to kick from where you scored, and then you also get to kick from right in front of the post. But in situations like this, where you don't score the try, but it's given a penalty try, you get the 4 points and the kick from right in front. So it's about to be a 6-4 game here to the Dragons. But that absolutely should have been a bin. You can't tell me that he's led him with the knees there, prevented that try, and come in contact with the head. Like that absolutely had to be a penalty try and a bin, but they didn't call both. TH is Montoya to uppercut himself. Whoa. Bringing the Warriors fumble to the Dogs. Jeez. Well, it's like, but you have to take the good and the bad with him, right? Like if you're going to take the try, you kind of have to accept the knock-on too. Not accept it, but it's kind of what you get with Montoya, right? Like you can't really have one or the other. You kind of get both, where he will have some amazing moments attacking-wise, but he'll also have some big fumbles. So this game is really, really fun to watch, though, at the moment. Really fun to watch. Is Holmes in the field? Ex-Styler, yeah, he's a centre. He's a starting centre, of course he is. He won't come off. All right, Dragons now. They'll get this ball to the 20. I will say there's a lot of players with that same hairstyle that confuses you. Like Suli, you've got Tuipulotu. I think Luciano Leilua also has the same hairstyle. Jay says, Daz watches all games of the local Canterbury KFC. That's his jam. That is his jam. Still owes me a KFC, that bloke. Still owes me a KFC, that Daz mate bloke. Fair tackle now for the Dragons at the 45. What a crazy good start to this game this has been. Ilias puts that one up. The chase through is fine, and Montoya will grab it and take it down to the 22. Daz just grabbed the go bucket and go from and get back here. I don't know if Daz is probably out of this game, to be fair. He's probably gone to this game. He usually goes to games in Sydney. 20 minutes gone in the first half, guys. Thumbs up and subscribe. As you guys know, I will be all over the world this year, but I will still be streaming from wherever I'm in the world, provided the internet is good. And actually overseas, in like India and Asia, the internet's actually better than anywhere in Fiji, Australia, the likes. It's actually better. It's crazy how true it is too. So fit tackle here at the 40. And Matt Burton will whack this one up. How's a diet going? Risky, man, I haven't been on dive for ages. The Dragons could pick this up and they're away. Oh, taking that to 40, Jaden Stewart. And Jaden Stewart's got the same haircut too. He's still going at the 45. Steps back and he'll be taken down. Rooster Man, I haven't been on a dive for a little bit. I need to get back into it, but it's so hard when you're traveling. But because I'm going to be walking a lot and filming for BKR Travel, I will lose weight that way, I guess. Oh, Brocky Sports! Brocky Sports with the $80 return donation. Oh, Brocky the bopper. He's an absolute bopper, that bloke. He really is. 40's back. You're a legend, Brocky. Thank you very much, my friend. I hope you're ready for another year for the Titans. We'll be right here. Oh, that's a huge hit there. But thank you very much, Brocky. Trust me, that's going to go a long way to... they'll buy me my first curry. They'll probably buy me like 10, maybe 30 curries in India, that kind of money. So I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much. Oh, penalty to the Dragons on fit tackle. Yikes. Penalty... Why would you go for the 2 here? What? What's commentary yapping about? Why would you consider going for the 2 here? You're up 6-4. You're up 6-4. But no, trust me, like this year, like all donations that come to this channel is literally, quite literally, going into content in every capacity because of how much traveling we are doing. So it's quite literally everything that we're getting from here and from travel and whatnot will be directly implemented into videos and experiencing what we're doing. So that's why I appreciate it. First tackle now at the 18. And they'll go right-hand side, Jack de Bellin. And Jack de Bellin will be taken down at the 10. Second tackle. Ben Fricker says the Doggies' ill-discipline is back. It is. Underneath, but let's see if their defense is still the same. Let's see if they can still maintain that third best defense from 2024. Jack de Bellin with a strong run straight into the line. Ilias goes for a little dart himself, but he'll be taken down 4 meters away from the line. I don't know how he held on to that at 6 again. Yep, he's called 6 again. All right, so first tackle now for the Dogs. They're 5 meters out. Stadium's honestly hostile by the sounds of it. Mate, I've been here before. I can tell you, both of these fan bases can get quite hostile. Both of them. Not just the Dogs. The Dogs have the reputation, but I can tell you right now, both of these teams' fan bases can be quite hostile. Especially when it's as packed as this. All right, right-hand side, Jaden Stewart. Stewart's going to be 10 metres away here from the line. Third tackle. 18 minutes to go here in the first half. The Dragons' third tackle. Damien Cook at the back to Bellin. Oh, knock on. Knock on there by... Oh, Biffo! Smack him! Give him an uppercut. Kyle Flanagan's getting into him. They're saying this might be a hit without the ball. So Val Holmes gets whacked here. They're not challenging it. Yeah, that was just a bad play by Luchan Leilua. That's just on Leilua there. Oh, that is a late hit. To be fair, Jacob Preston, that should have been a penalty Dragons for a late hit without the ball. But they didn't call it. Jason, can you flip me your bank details, mate? I'd rather avoid YouTube getting a 33% cut if possible. I appreciate that. But you don't need to worry about it, man. Like, whatever people can give and whatnot, like, sure. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm sweet, man. Like, you don't need to go through the trouble of all that, man. I appreciate your support just watching this content. Yeah, they're going to call it. They're going to call the penalty. They are going to call the penalty to the Dragons, so the late hit against Jacob Preston will be called. But yeah, like at the end of the day, like I can put the PayPal link and stuff in the pinned comment, but I'd rather promote BKRtravel for a bit. But yeah, I don't want anyone to ever feel like you have to donate to this channel to watch. Like I just appreciate everyone being involved and getting amongst it. And if people can donate, they can. If they can't, they can't. We're all here having a good time watching the Titans win the comp. All right, so first tackle here, 3 meters out from the line. They'll give it out to the right-hand side to short ball. Oh, okay, Dragons have got issues. On first tackle, you're spreading it to the wing and throwing the ball over the sideline? Really? It's first tackle, Dragons. It's first tackle, man. Come on, man. I want to see better than that. Like, this is a good game. That's real poor. That's real poor stuff. That is really poor. It's like, dude, you've got such a beautiful opportunity here, the Dragons, to prove you've improved your attack this year, to prove you've improved it. I know you're up 6-4, but come on, man. First tackle, really? Seriously. Oh, Dogs are away. Bronson Cherry, he's at the 40. He's at the 50. Gets it off, and they'll be taken down. Colin Tracy at the 35 on the Dragons side of the field. Mistakes are what's owning this game for both these teams. A mistake happens, and both are scoring. Out the left-hand side now, Matt Burton. Oh, he's over the sideline. That's unbelievable defense there from the Dragons on the cover. On the cover, well done Moses Sully getting all the way back and then getting Matty Burton and throwing him over the sideline. This game is being defined by mistakes, but the work ethic from both these teams right now, specifically the Dragons, is really top-notch. I'm okay of you throwing that ball over the sideline on first tackle if you can show that the work ethic and defense is going to be there for you when you've got the other team on the run. And the Dragons have made up for the mistake by having Sully, who's not known for his work ethic and not known for his stamina and not known for his speed kind of deal, making that big-time play there and literally chucking Matty Burton on the sidelines. That's a really good play there from the Dragons. In his first 26 minutes, I will say I'm super impressed by the Dragons. I'm more impressed by the Dragons. I wouldn't say super impressed. I'm more impressed by the Dragons than the Dogs. And it's nothing to do with the scoreline. This scoreline could be 0-0, could be 10-6 Dogs. There's a lot more to read into this game than just the score right now. Because this isn't the Dragons that we've been looking at from recent years. Like this, they're actually showing passion right now. And it's not just, it doesn't seem like an old team. And that was my concern with this team. You're bringing in Damien Cook, you're bringing in, Gutho, you're bringing in a couple of older heads, but I wanted to see some, real, what's a good word? Some real energy. That's a great word. And I guess so far we're seeing it, in my opinion. So far. Ben says, that reminds me of Broncos. Acknowledged, by the way, Jay. I've seen your comment. Ben says, that reminds me of Broncos last year. They'd normally go in the wings. I'll talk to you on Facebook. They'd normally go in the wings on first. Broncos play last year. They'd normally go the wings on first. Yeah, Broncos, for the last, under Kevy, were a team that thought they could score a try every single tackle. They thought they could score a try every single tackle. So that's something that Michael Maguire's going to get rid of. And it doesn't help with that round one game against the Roosters, who are horrific. Dogs here, 35 minutes out. Horrific. So it gives them kind of a massive ego boost, which is what they do love, play on that front foot with that energy that the Broncos do have. Reece Walsh, Ben Hunt, these kind of guys, but got to be careful with it. Wow, the Dogs there, 6 again. Dragons, ill-disciplined. They're on fit tackle. They're 5 minutes away from the line. First tackle now for the Dogs. That was an absolute let-off there. Whoever just gave away that 6 again, you are out of this world ridiculous. Out of this world. Or is there an injury here? What's happening here? Who's coming off the HIA? Jack Bellin? Who have they said has to come off here? I think it's Jack Bellin, yeah. Big loss. Big loss. Jack Bird for the Dragons. Didn't Jack Bird go to the Tigers? Am I mistaken there? I wasn't able to watch last night's game because I was on the plane, but didn't Jack Bird go to the Tigers, or am I mistaken? All right, second tackle now for the Dogger or fourth. Holmes will go for a HIO, I reckon, after that. No, it's Jack Bellin who's gone off here, Blissy. Oh, I'm right, Brenton? Yeah, he did. Yeah, Birds of the Tigers. Yeah, thank you, Hillbilly and Brent. All right, Dogs now. Reed Marty. Who's number 15 for the Dogs? Is that Tipanua? Yeah, it is. So third tackle, 5 minutes away now from the line. Need to see better attack, Dogs, this year. This is what we're desperate to see. Toby Sexton, Jacob Preston. Good run from Preston, but he does get taken down 2 minutes away from the line. Fourth tackle. Reed Marnie. Oh, that's a penalty. No, they're going to say it's play on. Damien Cook gets it to the 15. Usually they call that when you slap down to the hands coming out of the ruck, but okay. Must have cleared the ruck. Yeah, Reed's complained about it. Must have cleared the ruck because usually they call this. Here we go. Usually they call that as a penalty, to be fair. Marnie he's upset about that call. He's just come out of the line and he could have easily cost the Dogs a try then by that stupidity because he missed the tackle too. And Dragons will hit the grass again and the Dogs are going to get the ball now. Oh no, it's called Dogs knock-on, so it's going to be 6 again here for the Dragons at the 40. Jason, they've got to go vote soon. Here we go. You seen a dog at the voting station? Are you voting in the dog election? Or are you going to see a dog? There's plenty of dogs when you go out voting. State election, eh? We know you too well, Jay. We know you too well. Not voting for anyone, just getting my name marked off to avoid a bullshit fine. I'll be here for another 20 or so. That's all good. We've got 2 games here tonight, so we've got Manly Cowboys right for this as well. What's the error count? Enough is the error count. Enough. I'll have to look at it like half-time or something. Or after the next error. I'll look at it for you. So, first tackle here for the Dragons at their own 40. Real high intensity first half so far. Really enjoyable. And good run. They're away. Clint Gunson gives it off to... they'll be taken down. Fionney at a 24. Trying to figure out if it was Tuapolotu or Fionney, but it's Fionney on the right-hand wing. All right, Gubson. That was a great run by Gutho, by the way. And now the Dragons will be 23 metres out. Start a chant. My chanting days are done for now, man. For now. My chanting days are done. All right, left hand, and not a good play there. And Kyle Flanagan will get whacked out at the 25. 2RHA says, bro, the Broncos real contenders? It's round 1, man. Let's wait until they don't play it. Oh, for gosh sake, it's another mistake. Knock on there from the Dragons. Okay, while the Dogs are coming out of their own 20, firstly, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. It's 10 minutes to go to the first half, but secondly, let's go have a look at this error count. By the way, Dragons 55% possession, Dogs 45% possession. Completion rate 70% for the Dragons with 12 from 17. Dogs 60%, 6 from 10. But that's all coming from intensity too. Like, that's just not coming from a bad play. It's coming from the intensity of this game. But the error count right now is good effective tackle percentage for the Dragons, 93.85%. 5 errors for the Dragons, 4 errors for the Dogs. That's a lot. That's a lot. All right, so Matt Burton now boots this one up. That's a good kick in a good area. Knock on Dragons. Dogs ball. Villami kick out, flicks it back. And it's going to be Dogs ball at the 10. Knock on from the Dragons gives the Bulldogs a great opportunity. Great opportunity. But it says why not another one at this point? They're every set at this point. I agree, but it is more so due to intensity rather than just bad play. But yeah, 2RHA, need to see them play more than just the Roosters for me. You know, like they looked good for sure, but they played a Roosters team that if they played like they did that game, they could absolutely get the spoon. I could see teams like the Tigers beating them if they played like they did that day. They looked awful. Like awful. And I'm not taking it completely away from the Broncos. The Broncos, the Doggies will score! And the Doggies will score just like that. Blake Wilson will go over from the scrum. The Bulldogs, doggy, woof. They go right-hand side. Matt Burton, Connor Tracy, and gets an easy one off to Blake Wilson. And they take the lead 8-6 with a kick to come. Real quickly, and that one was not on Val Holmes, the centre. That one is on the winger for coming in. No, I'm wrong. It was Val Holmes who came in. It was close to being a high tackle as well, but Val Holmes does actually have a little bit of an instep there. Val Holmes does bring the winger in there, Tuapolotu. So 8-6 with a kick to come, with 8:20 to go over to the first half. The first half. Bullfrogs for a meat pie. Meat pie there, Blake Wilson. Intense game so far. Very intense. Very intense. Blaze is going to return one day to Seabus with the blue chair. Hey, Blissy, listen, absolutely at one point I'll return to Seabus. But it'll be in a different capacity for sure. And, I see who real is and who the not so real is, right? Like, at the end of the day, I love my community too much to give up on not being back there one day when I've dedicated 15 years of my life to that club, which people quickly forget about quickly. So, one day, man. But for the next few years at the very minimum, like Gold Coast is my home. Like, of course I'll be back there one day. It'll be in a different capacity, though. Mitchell says Jacob Little wouldn't have conceded that try. Why are you blaming Jacob Little? Oh, no, so why are you blaming Damien Cook? That's what you're blaming there. Why is Damien Cook getting blamed for that, Mitchell? Ben says, wait, are you staying in America from now on? Did you watch my update video, Ben? I was in America the last 2 weeks. Now I'm in Fiji, but I'm in India. I'm in Hong Kong on Monday. India on Tuesday for 3 months. Vietnam for 3 months after that. And then Thailand for 2 months. And then I'm probably... Oh, did he put his foot in the line there? Oh, he planted his foot after catching it. Should have actually been Dragons ball there. That was a mistake from Montoya that didn't get called up. But then I'm probably going to end the year off in Christmas in Chicago with Mum. But I'll come back and see my daughter here in Fiji and whatnot first for her birthday. Yeah, he puts his back foot on the line after he caught it. That should have been Dragons ball. Am I blind or wasn't Montoya's foot on the dead ball line? Yep, Skunkle, you're right. You are blind. You are blind, but you were right in this regards. Wow, the Dogs are going to get a penalty out of this. So inept officiating there. Inept officiating because it should have been Dragons ball there from a dropout, but instead it's actually going to be Dogs penalty at the 35. That should have been that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's the right call in regards to the high tackle, but it's unfortunate that they got there via a missed call in the in-goal. Touching needs Specsavers. Well, it's like that was his only job in that situation, so I don't know how he didn't get that right. Like, where else could you be looking? where else are you looking at that point of the game? Like, contextually, there's nothing else to be looking out for. There's no offsides, there's no nothing. So surely you're just looking at his feet. Stonewall says their season is over now because of that call. Poor Drags. Oh, please don't get Jag started, man. Please. I'm begging. You can't complain about these kind of people commenting stuff like that. Good run by Jacob Preston here. Third tackle for the Dogs, 8 metres out. You can't complain about it and then encourage him. Toby Sexton, my boy, 3 metres away here from the line. Fourth tackle. They give it to Blake Wilson. Short ball, kick out. Connor Tracy. Oh, he's got it. Wow. Actually, quite good defense by the Dragons late, but Connor Tracy still finds a way to get it. Who was the one trying to hold him up then? Because I was actually impressed by how he was able to hold him up, but then Connor Tracy does get the ball down. Yeah, try at the back of it too, Brenton. Yeah, tough call for Drags. Very tough call, Drags. Very tough call. I didn't even notice that. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, you remind me. Yeah, tough one for Drags fans to stomach that one. Who's the one who tries to hold him up here? Is it Cookie? No, it's not. Who is it? It's Jack. Is that Jacob Little? I can't even see. I'm pretty certain he gets this down. Oh, it's Couchman. It must be Couchman. So Connor Tracy, that's a high tackle there from Gutho, firstly. He's held up here. He gets that for sure. I don't even know why the commentary's saying that it looked like he didn't get it. He definitely gets that. Yeah, Preston is strong for his size. How tall is Jacob Preston? Jacob Preston height. By the way, Joseph Parker is a tall dude, man. Jacob Preston is my height. He's 6'2". Jacob Preston and I are the same height, 6'2". Preston's fun to watch for sure. I don't think he had his best year last year. I think his rookie year was incredible. But that was a really strong run. So the Dogs late in this half have started taking away a little bit, but it is unfortunate that try has come off the back of a pretty poor call by the touchy. Penalty was fine. It's just the ball shouldn't have been in the Dogs' hands when they got that penalty. All right, Matt Burton now. Can he convert this to make a 10-point game? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. 4 minutes to go in the first half. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Well, Dragons, let's see this resilience, man. Let's see this resilience. You got Dame Cook. You got Val Holmes. You gone out and made a trade for Lachlan Elliott, so you thought was going to be the guy post-injury. You know, you've brought in a couple of players here and there. Gutho. Let's see you turn it around. But it is early in the season. It's only round 1. You know, you can't be too disheartened by this. The Dogs have got the same team as last year. They're consistent, right? So they know how to work with each other. This Dragons team doesn't necessarily know how to work with each other and usually does take a bit of time to get into their season, their good work. No, actually, no. I'm wrong. Nath J, if you're still watching, Dragons fans in general, Dragons are usually quite strong starters, aren't they? And then slow down. Am I right in that? I think I'm right in that. E.B. Williams says up the Doggies. Doggies doing all right now. Doing all right. Long way to go, but doing all right. The intensity of this game has been something that I feel like favours the Dogs more based on the fact that this is kind of what they've built their intent. They've built their energy around this kind of intensity game over the last year. right? So this is definitely, in my opinion, being played at a very doggish style footy game. Oh, jeez, how did Tupanua not make a breakthrough there? But also great hit by Jaden Stewart to not get penalised as well. All right, so Burton now with a big kick. Not the deepest kick, but you've got to penalise Montoya for that, really. You do. He wasn't even close to the ball and just disrupted the play. Now the Dogs will kick that ball in the full. But, like, seriously, you can't tell me that Marcelo Montoya hasn't disrupted the play there. He's gone up for the ball, sure, but he's also closer to me and Fiji than he was to the ball, and he's disrupted the player at the back for the Dragons. I think it must have been Fiane from having a chance at grabbing the ball. I don't know how it wasn't a penalty, but either way, the Dragons will get the ball here at the 40, and it'll be first tackle. Yeah, Drags off an April premiers. Yeah. So first tackle now for the Dragons at the halfway point. They score a try before half time and bring it back within a one score game. Like, this will be a ripping second half. It's only 10 points. Oh, Val Holmes away. Beautiful run by Val Holmes. Oh, taking down the 25. Great tackle by Harry Hayes, I think it is. Not sure, but it was a great tackle. Here we go. Damien Cook spreads it out. Oh, here's a good run. Oh, my gosh, another mistake. And it'll be a knock on. Oh, my gosh, they are something else. Dragons' biggest issues is their errors in this game. And this is a big difference between the two sides. Like, the Dragons are making a lot of errors. Oh, they're going to challenge this. I think the referee is right here. We both could be wrong, but I think he's right. And does it hit his arm? No. Or maybe not. This could be Dragons' ball, actually. It's close. Yeah, watching live, it looked like it brushed him, but I don't know if it does. I don't think it touches him. You've got... yeah, this is going to be Dragons' ball. This is going to be Dragons' ball. Good challenge. I think everyone thought that he touched that. E.B. Williams says Leo Thompson will be gun for the Doggies next year. I agree. Still think that's not necessarily going to win you the comp. I still think you need more attack in the spine, but I do think it's a great signing for sure. Dave, I'm in Fiji now, man. I got back from Hawaii this morning at like 7 a.m. Fiji weather's beautiful. I'm only here today, tomorrow, and then early morning on Monday, I'll be off to Hong Kong. Yeah, Val Holmes, I thought was a guaranteed try when he broke through. Third tackle now for the Dragons. They're 30 metres away from the line. The tackle count obviously does not restart. They just bring it back to the start of that tackle. Off to Couchman, and not the right play. Taking out the 25th tackle. This will be the last set for the Dragons this first half, as long as they don't get a repeat set. Good double pump pass. Gutho flicks it off. Chance here for the Dragons. Dogs will hold them out. I do think that they need to find a way to get that ball back on the inside and not just go for that one. But Tuipulotu will be held 2 metres short. That should be the end of the half here for the Dragons. Dogs will still have a full set though. All right. So the Bulldogs now taking under 5. David says, nice, you're a bit of a jet setter. Well, that's what we're doing with BKRtravel, man. The pen comment over there. Because if I'm just doing NRL, it's just so repetitive a lot of the time with what I'm doing. So I want to be able to differentiate. And I feel so refreshed. I feel so good and content with where I'm going because I have the ability to travel and create content on BKRtravel, but also still do my live streams of BKR Sport. Some people ain't going to like that. You know, some people hate change. But at the end of the day, I know what's best for what we can do, and it keeps a fresh vibe, and I'm able to create more content over on travel whilst experiencing the world, man. So that's what we're doing this year. So knock on there for the Dragons. So 0 tackle here for the Dogs at the halfway point. Only 25 seconds left in the first half. And now they're going to be taken down at the 42. That's his 7th run there, Tupanua. Oh, here we go. Here's a chance. Connor Tracy gives off to Crichton. There's 10 seconds left. There's 28 metres away here from the line. All right, Jay. Enjoy seeing that dog. Second tackle. Sexton out the back. Short ball. Lost the ball. And it will be... They're saying play on. Now it's a knock on against the Doggies. And there we go. So half time here. And it's going to be 16-6. Very high intensity driven first half. Really enjoyable first half, to be fair. I'm actually super surprised that the Dogs have a higher error count than the Dragons do. It's actually quite a surprise. Ilias is bleeding out of his left eye. Errors, the Dogs have had 7 errors, the Dragons 6, which is a super surprise. Penalties conceded, Dogs 4, Dragons 2. Like, it's surprising that the Dogs are up by, 16-6. The Dragons were up 6-4 when they had a 55% possession. Now it's 53% possession of the Dogs, and they're up by 10. So, statistically wise, it's a surprise the Dogs are leading this game. It really is. I get the possession stat 53-47 Dogs' way, but their completion rate is worse by a full set. To be fair, they've had more runs and more run meters. No, the Dragons just aren't making meters. The Dragons have had, get this right, 14 from 19 completed sets. The Dogs have had 13 from 18 completed sets. The Dogs have had 13 more runs, but they've got 267 more run meters. The Dragons have 604 run meters. The Dogs have 871 run meters. The Dragons have 14 out of 19 completed sets to 13 out of 18 completed sets for the Dogs. So that means if you're looking at average set distance, 45.4 meters for the Dogs, 31.83 for the Dragons. That right there is what's winning this game for the Dogs right now. Like, that's a big difference. 14 meters is a huge difference when you're looking at average set distance. Like, that is a significant amount, man. That is a significant amount. So that's where you're seeing it right now. But half time, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I am going to go grab a bottle of water here from the fridge, actually. Like, I got my Coke Zero, but I'm going to grab a quick bottle of water from the fridge. So hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Don't go anywhere. We're still obviously cracking down for the rest of this game. Shoot your questions through and whatnot. We'll get back to them. But just give me a moment and I will be back. I'm not saying a dog like Jay does. Not saying a dog like Jay does, but I'm just going to get the bottle of the water. Okay, one second. We're back now, I think, yeah. Oh, I just realised I can actually I didn't realise I could turn my headphones like up and down actually on here. This is a relatively new headset, so... Ben says it's still even for the majority of the stats in this match. Yeah. For the majority, except for the run meters. Brendan says, look at the Knights Tigers stats, Blaze. Actually, I will do that. I will do that here at halftime because I didn't get to watch that game yesterday. I haven't seen really anything except for the score. So before I do my power rankings video this week, I will be looking at the extended highlights and whatnot. I'll probably watch it on the plane on Monday. All right, team stats. This is going to be scary. Tigers had more possession. I remember I did see the Tigers up 8-0 at halftime. Oh yeah, hold on. I got to say this. What the hell am I hearing about a standing ovation at halftime for the Tigers? Is this true? Can people confirm for me this in the chat? Did the Tigers get a standing ovation at halftime? I need to ask this question because I've been seeing people talking about it, and I need it to be confirmed before I have my say. Did they get a standing ovation at halftime? That's all I'm asking. All right, completion rate. How did Knights win this? They had 64% completion rate. 27 completed sets from 42 sets. That's crazy. That is crazy. 64% completion rate for the Knights. 79% completion rate for the Tigers, 31 from 39. How? The Tigers had more runs than by 3, had 182 to 179, but yet the Knights had 1,817 metres to 1,700. So they had 3 less runs, but 117 extra run metres. Only 8 more post-contact metres. Line break 7 to 1, so the Tigers' defence is still same old there. Tackle breaks 51-26. Oh my gosh, they've had 51 missed tackles. They had 51 missed tackles. Oh my gosh, effective tackle percentage was 82.28%. Oh, guys, to kind of really focusing on that, you want to be aiming for 90% at a minimum, really, effective tackle percentage. 82.28% isn't great. 87.17% is better. It's better, but it's not spectacular. Yeah, they had 51 missed tackles. And this is the problem, right? I get people commenting, hating on my video where I predicted them last again. And it's like, do they come last? I don't know. The Roosters have a good chance if they play like they did. But until the Tigers prove otherwise, why is it such a shock that I put the Tigers in 17th? Why? Why does anyone find that it was such a shock that I put the team that has come last in 2022, last in 2023, and last in 2024, and people are like, oh, this guy just hates the Tigers. No, you're just a muppet, man. Like, until the Tigers can prove to me that they are better, why would I tip them higher? They've got Nappy Sokotowui Sau in before. They've had these good players throughout. Dream Baller had a great year. Even when they had Harry Grant, who's one of the best hookers in the game, they still came 10th and gave that man a standing ovation. And he was a lone player. The guy was a lone player. Like, just take a step back from the bias for a second and realise I'm not hating on the Tigers. I'm just saying, realistically, the Tigers haven't proven shit. They've just gone and had that game against the Knights where they had more possession and more runs than the Knights, but yet got smacked up on the run meters and missed 51 tackles. And yet I'm meant to believe in them to be a top 8 team because you got Jerome Luai. Like, it's wild to me, man. It's wild to me that people can't see past that and immediately go for, this guy just hates the Tigers. I like Tigers fans. I think that they've stuck through with their team through thick and thin. Something I appreciate as a Titans fan is stuck through my team through thick and thin. Still do, I appreciate Tigers fans, but take the glasses off for 2 seconds, man. Truly. Dasmate says, like I said, villain arc, this is premiership muscle. Penrith are even shaking right now, in fact. Source, Buzz Rothfield, the Penrith Panthers are thinking about pulling out the comp. Dasmate, you need help. You need help. This has been a great game to watch, though, but you need help. Hilbert says, can confirm they gave them a standing over a trial against Manly a few years ago. No, they did not. They did not give them a standing ovation in a trial. Come on. But this is what I say. I understand that you've had, and this is where it's so polarizingly hypocritical. You get upset that people tip you last, but yet you give a standing ovation for winning the first half 8-0 against the Knights team that people are predicting for the bottom 4. So, where's the middle? What? There's no middle ground here. You either call people hypocrites and bias and hate the team because they predict you in last after finishing last 3 years in a row, but yet you have the audacity to give your team a standing ovation for the first half of a game against a team predicted for the bottom 4, a team that completed 64% in the game, and you missed 51 tackles in, but you have a standing ovation at halftime of round 1, and yet you go on to lose the game. Make it make sense. How are we making sense here? Surely Tigers fans can understand my confusion with the two polar opposites there. Surely. But the trial against Manly has to do it. Patches, where in the world are you now? I'm in Fiji, mate, but I'll be in Hong Kong on Monday and India on Tuesday. David says, can you imagine the scoreline against the Storm of 51 missed tackles? Funny you say that. The Roosters let's go have a quick little squiz at their stats. By the way, still have time, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, get around it. Check out BKRtravel. Go subscribe. First Vegas vlog on Monday. So the Roosters against the Bronx, because this makes sense in regards to what your comment was just then. Their missed tackles, they had... By the way, the Roosters had a better effective tackle percentage than the Bronx. They had 85.84% effective tackle percentage defensively, and the Bronx had 84.64%, and yet they won 50-14. Error count wasn't too crazy too, to be fair. Where's the missed tackles? Okay, so the Roosters missed 37 tackles against the Broncos. The Broncos missed 30, mind you. So this is what I'm saying. There's still concerns with this Broncos team. That Roosters team was just pitiful. But they gave up all those, right? They gave up all those missed tackles, 37, close enough. They now, their schedule in the opening rounds, the Roosters, they played the Panthers in Western Sydney, at Combank Stadium, the home of the Panthers this year. Then they play the Warriors in New Zealand, which is like... Is that a good matchup for them? Sure. Like, we've seen the Warriors play poorly against the Raiders, but I'm a bit higher on the Raiders this year than a lot of other people are. But in New Zealand will be a tough one, because that probably is the Warriors' first home game in New Zealand, isn't it? I don't even know. I'll have a look. No, they play Manly there next week. So that'll be their second home game. But they play Panthers away, then they play the Warriors away, and then they play the Titans at home and the Rabbitohs away. So the Panthers game is going to be extremely tough. Warriors in New Zealand won't be easy. We don't know how the Titans are going to play. If they buy into their roster and they buy into Desi this year, that's going to be a tough match for the Roosters to win as well. And the Rabbitohs game, I don't necessarily know how they played last night, but they did beat the Dolphins. I think the Rabbitohs are... I'm not going to talk too much on them, actually, because, again, I didn't get to watch that game last night. But I did have them for 7th, I think. I put them in 7th or 8th. 7th, because I had the Dragons 8th. Josh Ryan said they don't have Junior Bolo, so yeah, top 8. Oh, here we go again. Mate, it's been years now. Why do you still hate this Junior Bolo bloke? It's been like 3 years of you commenting on this every time you're here. And also, they don't have Junior Bolo, so yeah, top 8. Who are you talking about? Tigers? Seek help, Josh. You need help, mate. You really do. You need help. Brenton says, Knights made 16 errors. Oh, 16 errors and 1 against a team that gave their team a standing ovation at halftime. Seriously. Hillary says, to be fair, the hill is usually standing anyways. A standing ovation is actually just clapping. Okay, yeah, I get you. No, but there's a difference. Like, you can tell the difference, right? You can tell the difference. But I wouldn't look at the hill for a standing ovation. Yeah, I'll give you that. I wouldn't look at the hill, if you're talking about like at Leichhardt or whatever, unless it was at Brookie, but then again, it wouldn't have been all Tigers fans at Brookie at the hill. If it was at Leichhardt or Campbelltown on the north or the south side where there is the hill, then I wouldn't be looking towards there. I'd be looking towards the seats, after the seats. But then again, a lot of people do stand up and just clap at the end of the game regardless. A lot of casuals do it, whether they won or lost. I've never really been able to get it. But nice displays. I've been to Bali. Haven't been to Bali. Was planning to potentially go this year. But when I travel, man, I like to travel in blocks. Right? Because I feel like 7 days, like this Vegas and Hawaii trip was more of a relaxing trip, bit of rugby league, bit of fun with mum and whatnot. I could have stayed in Hawaii forever, bro. Waikiki Beach was beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I can't wait to put the vlog out on BKRtravel with that beach. I went for a surf yesterday. Yeah, it is yesterday. Yeah, because I got in the plane at 11 o'clock 10:55 last night, so it would have been yesterday. Yeah, so even though that's... Yeah, it's still yesterday over there. Anyway, it's hard thinking time zones there. But I went for a surf out in Waikiki Beach yesterday, and it was just unbelievable, man. The waves aren't big or anything like that, but it truly was spectacular. But I don't feel like you get to appreciate culture too much when you only go for that short amount of time. And that's why I'll be going for 3 months, because I have the ability to do that. But all right, second half is about to get underway here. Let me just see if this works. Yeah, it does. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to turn that up here. And let's turn this down here. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live at the Manly Cowboys game right after this as well. But here we go. Josh Ryan says, anyone who doesn't have Junior Bolo top 8. Hey, listen, I'll take it as a Titans fan, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much for your confidence. Thank you very much for your confidence. But all right, Dragons kick this ball off here to the Dogs, and it will be Matt Burton who grabs the ball, and the Dogs will bring it out here to the 13. First tackle. David says, yeah, you're right. They could well be 0 from the first lot of games. I think it, on paper, looks like an easier schedule than it probably will be for the Roosters. Dogs now third tackle, Tupanua to the 25. He's looking like a good signing early doors. Ben says, I remember the Titans vs Tigers game in Campbelltown, I think it was in 2016, and it ended with a field goal being kicked by Gold Coast. That was a good match. Yeah, Jared Hayne, this is my house. That was when Jared Hayne first signed with the club, and he was the one who kicked the field goal. He's from Minto, which is super close to Campbelltown. And that's why he said, this is my house. All right, so the Dogs now kick this ball down to the Dragons. I think as Titans fans, we don't talk about the Jared Hayne era. That set us back years, man. We were finally starting to build something pretty good there on the Gold Coast, and unfortunately, the Jared Hayne situation happened. Neil Henry ended up getting sacked, and then Jared Hayne ended up leaving. That was a tough time as a Titans fan. Hillbilly says, Ponga was amazing in defence last night. Saved a couple of certain tries and a bunch of Houdini escapes from his in goals. That's great to see. You know, Ponga's very 50-50 on defence. That's great to see. You know, you just got to hope that he doesn't, as long as he doesn't have HIA concerns this year and concussions and whatnot, he can pull the Knights in his own back. But Knights fans would be super dejected, despite the win. They'll take the win, but they'll be super dejected from the stats and the performance from last night. Nice, I love surfing, and I'm not good at it. Well, Waikiki Beach in Hawaii, man, Honolulu, is the one for you. They're like 2-foot waves, if that. They're like 1-2 foot waves. Very easy to just jump on, you know. And there's plenty of surfboards. Like, it was $25 an hour to rent one of the surfboards there, and you had like a wide selection of big Malibus and big boards or small boards. You wouldn't really go for anything too fancy because the waves are tiny. I think Jaws is just around the corner from Waikiki. I think so. That's a forward pass. They didn't call it. So Matt Burton now kicks his ball into the corner where it will be Finney who grabs it, and he'll be taken down to the 12. Fletcher Sharp did okay as well for what it was. I saw that Fletcher Sharp scored the first try. I know Dad's mate would have been going off because that's obviously his mate. He played for New South Wales, right? Hayne. He's talking to Jared Hayne? Yeah. He was the one he's got the most famous moment nearly in New South Wales history, besides maybe the Tedesco moment. You'd look at Jared Hayne running off into the crowd as they won in 2014 to break the 8 years in a row streak. New South Wales fans are quite sneaky. I'm actually going to bring something up in a second. Fifth tackle here for the Dragons at the 42. Brian Fletcher was on my boys Real Fan Sports, who are American content creators who do a bit of rugby league here and there. But he was on their channel talking, and I noticed that he said something like that no New South Wales fan likes to admit that it was 11 out of 12. Like, the 8 in a row was sure, but that one, I can't remember what he said exactly, but I messaged the guys at Real Fan Sports, and I just said something like, oh man, this is the sneakiest New South Wales shit ever. Because, again, it was 1 year that New South Wales won, and then Queensland went and won 3 in a row again. People forget that. So third tackle at the halfway point, but I can't remember the words that was actually said by Brian Fletcher. It was a funny interview though. You should check it out. It was a good chat. Yeah, Jaws in Hawaii. No, I know Jaws in Hawaii. I'm saying, is Jaws like across the corner from Waikiki? Because Honolulu downtown, and then you've got Waikiki, and then you've got Diamond Head. That's going to be... Oh, they're going to say, play that here for the Dragons. So Dogs here, first tackle. Oh, nearly an intercept there by Luciano Lua, but it will not be. It'll be a knock on, so it'll be Dogs ball here at the 13. No, what I'm saying is you got Waikiki, and then you got Diamond Head, the big mountain, and then I think around the corner from there is Jaws, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how many of people here have been to Hawaii before Oahu. North Shore, Maui. Oh, North Shore. Oh, Jaws is... Oh, North Shore, Maui. So not even on Oahu. Okay. What's the best surf break on Oahu? Which is where Honolulu is. Because, again, it's not Waikiki. There'll be some... Oh! Mistake there. Could be Dragons ball. No, Dogs will get the ball here. 18 metres out. Mistake, but they do get it. So first tackle, they spread it to the left-hand side, and Jacob Preston here is going to be 10 metres away. One wave I'm desperate to look at in my lifetime is Chopu in Tahiti. Second tackle, or Nazares in Portugal. But Chopu, just for the sheer size of it, friend of mine, best sport tip, I know we talk about surfing all the time, man. All right, left-hand side, third tackle. Try time. Tupanua on debut here for the Doggy Woof Woof. He will score a try. And there we go. The Doggies make it 20-4, 20-6 with the kit to come. And look, the Dragons aren't done yet, but if the Dogs score again next, it's game over. The Dragons just haven't been able to go with the intensity of this game. The Dragons just have not been able to go with the intensity so far. Hillbillies are super long waves in Waikiki. They last minutes in the right conditions. Yeah, man, because just paddling out, right? Paddling out past, you've got to paddle out like 300-400 metres. You've got to paddle out a long way. For someone who's unfit like me at the moment, I tell you what, it tired me out. Also, it's not easy to catch those waves because they are so long drawn out. So you need to paddle hard for the waves, and you need to know what you're doing. Unless you're on the shore break and you're getting one of the instructors to push you, it's very difficult to catch those waves out the back. Our pipeline is Waimea Bay on Oahu. There you go. One of those must be the one around the corner from Diamond Head. Our room at the Halukalani was incredible. We had the whole shoreline of Waikiki there, but then we had Diamond Head up there. It was incredible, man. All right, so Dogs up 20-6 with 33 minutes to go here this game. Makes his kick, it would be a 16-point game. Misses his kick, it's still a 14-point game. Like it's not dead and buried, especially if he misses his kick. But he's not going to miss it. He's right there. Oh, he's hit the post and it's gone in. I nearly jinxed him hard there. I nearly just jinxed that man so hard. But he does get it. Where's Emilio? I'm looking for my boy Emilio here in the crowd. Oh, I couldn't see him. Emilio says he's going to go to every game this year. Inspired by... So here we go. Where is he? Can we see him? I couldn't see him. Emilio is a Bulldogs creator. He said he was inspired by me to go to every game of the Dogs this year. Love that for him, man. That's a ballsy Dragons fan sitting in the middle of the new and improved... What's it called again? The Kennel, that's it. Ben says, I've read a lot of Dragons fan comments and a lot of them want Fiona out. Well, who are they replacing it with? Who are they putting on? It's crazy though, like it's round one, man. It's round one. Then again, most of the tries have come down the left-hand side, but that try just then wasn't Fiona's fault. Third tackle. What I would say, the issue for the Dragons here today is they haven't been able to maintain the intensity. The Dogs have a consistent team based off last year, you know, throughout, right? They've got the same team from last year to this year and should learn from last year. The Dragons are a new team together. They've pieced together quite new. So you can tell the intensity has been able to be maintained for a longer period by the Dogs. Wow, the Dogs have only had 2 round 1 wins from past 12 seasons. That's crazy. They had a bye last year, so are they counting the Titans one in round 2 as their one? I don't know. But the Dragons just haven't had the intensity for the longer term. Mitchell says, Dragons fans want everyone out. Oh, mate. God help Ilias when they start to come for him, man. Like, he was the Rabbitohs. He was the Rabbitohs scapegoat for ages. All right, so 4th tackle now for the Dragons. Are they going to get this halfway? Still plenty of time. It's only 16 points. And 5th tackle. But yeah, Nazaro's in Portugal. Chopu in Tahiti. One I want to see, but not go anywhere near. But see is... what is it? The one down in Tasmania, Shipsterns. Mate, that's rough. Keep Up says, yo, put your secret. Your secret? English would be very nice. Keep Up. English would be super nice. 3rd tackle now for the Doggies at the 32. Third tackle now for the Doggies at 32. Tubby Sexton. And then now the Dogs will be at the 40 on 4 tackle. Dogs lost to Eels in round 1 last year. Oh, yeah, we were the ones with the ball. Oh, we had the ball round. Shit, I can't remember. Sport Reaction says, why would you get Gutho when you're in a rebuild and have Sloan and Ramsey? It's not a bad point, but I would still say Gutho is a better fullback than Sloan and Ramsey, but I will say that Sloan has more X factor, less defense, and Ramsey's coming off a long-term injury, so you do have to be concerned about that, but I can see the point. It's a valid point that you're making. However, Gutho is still a better fullback than Sloan and Ramsey. If you want to say one of the others is better, sure, but make the argument for it, because I think statistically you'd be wrong. That's going to be a knock on Val Holmes. That's a knock on Val Holmes. The Dogs will get this ball here at the 30. Ben says, could be that some old players can help with that rebuild. The Dragons are slowly working into this game as the same team from last year. They started the first half off really nice to watch, but a lot of errors have kind of piled up, and now they're starting to show that same team. When the intensity has been removed, they're showing a very similar team to what we've seen in previous years. Tash, Sloan pretty good, makes Gutho stand off. I wouldn't be saying Sloan is a better fullback than Gutho. Like, if you're doing a fullback tier ranking list, there's no way you're putting Sloan above Gutho. Like, if you say so, then tell me why. Why would you put Sloan above Gutho? I believe that people hate on Gutho more so than it needs to happen, but I also think that he's no X factor. All right, so 30 minutes to go here of the game. Matt Burton taking out of the 5. Thumbs up and subscribe. 30 minutes to go. Yeah, Shipstern looked mental, mate. Shipstern is my boy Jesse from Best Sport. He's been there before. Crazy Dogs gets the offload away. Reid Marnie, man, Sexton gives it to Jacob Preston, and Preston will be 4 tackle at the 10. 10 metres out. 22. Oh, that's good. That's a really strong one by Tupanua. So he's got a double on his debut. Dragons defensively, you're showing signs of old, man. The Dragons are showing signs of old. They gave up 634 points last year. Right now, they're giving up 26 points here to a Dogs team that you wouldn't say fantastic attack-wise, especially after what you saw last year. So is it the Dogs improving their attack, or is it the Dragons, same old defense? And right now, I'd say like the Dogs have been doing what they're doing. The intensity has been unreal, and they are showing really good signs. But I will also point out the Dragons' intensity. They went so hard in the first 30 minutes that they are exhausted. And that tackle is that the defense just isn't good enough here. Like, that's just a simple run up the guts. Tupanua has scored 2 really simple runs up the guts, and it's with high intensity again. But it's pretty simple what he's just done. He's just run the ball straight through the line. So I would say that one really comes down to the lacking enthusiasm and the energy from the sapping of their energy in the first 30 minutes. I think the Dragons are tired and could get a score put past them now. Sport Reaction says the Dragons' halves are their biggest issue. It's a significant issue. Biggest issue, I think they've got quite a few big issues. But I just saw that there's more positives than negatives on a long-term season basis, potentially. But I always knew that there was a world they could finish lower. This is just round 1, and it's against a good Doggies team, but you know, there is quite a few things that you have to look at. Is Gutho the right fullback? I think that it suits the style that I guess Shane Flanagan's trying to go with. So they make the kick, so it is now 28-6, 20-point game with 27 minutes to go. Their wingers, Tuipolata and Fiane, it's like defensively not so great. Sully and Holmes, I would say that's a strong part of their team, the centres. Maybe not defensively, but offensively, sure. Their halves are pretty whack, and Flanagan and Ilias. The props of Gula and Couchman. Couchman works hard. Not going to get X Factor there. Gula's an interesting signing from Canberra. Damien Cook, you know, I didn't understand why they didn't allow Jacob Little to just stay being the guy. I think the Dragons signed players in the off-season that weren't players of need, but players of want, which is what the Dogs were doing for a little bit a couple of years ago, where they weren't signing players of need, they were signing players of want, and that's a concern. The Dogs changed that attitude and that mentality. The Dragons, they had no need to sign Damien Cook, and they really had no need to sign Clinton Gutherson, but I can understand Gutherson more than Cook. I do agree wholeheartedly with the Valentine Holmes grab. Ilias is a really strange one to pick up. That was a strange one to pick up. Their back row of Leilua and Sewer has penalties galore in them, but also is a tough working unit. And Jack DeBellin, I think he's one of the most underrated players in the game. But there is a lot of issues across this team, man. There is. But I can also still see... I'm not writing this team off after 54 minutes in a game. Hillbilly says, do you reckon early buys are a disadvantage? I'd much rather first buy after a couple of months. I don't think it plays much into what people think. I think people overrate early season buys. I think that the worst time to get a buy for me would be, I would say maybe round 5 to round 8, which is a weird thing to say. I think round 1 to 5 is kind of fine because you haven't built into, there's a penalty of Dragons. You haven't built into the season yet. Rounds 1 to 5, you need, if you have a buy then, you haven't built into the season yet. And then you've got a good little run at it before you have your second buy around Origin period. But if you have your first buy between rounds 6 to 9, that's when you're starting to make a bit of a run at that early season progress, or you're trying to really adjust that form from the first part of the season. So I would say the worst time to have a buy would probably be round 6 through 9, in my opinion. I think the best time to have one is the last round of the season if you are a guaranteed top 8 team, because then you get a week off. But you have to be a guaranteed top 8 team and not be relying upon other results for that regards. All right, so second tackle now for the Dragons, because the round 27 bye hasn't come into advantage for anyone yet. Left-hand side, here's the Dragons. They're going to score, they're going to score, they're going to score. Try time. Tuipolatu. Tuipolatu will score a try there for the Dragons in the left-hand wing. Could they come back? Maybe. I don't think so, but 3 converted tries is a lot. But it is 28-10 to the Dogs with 25 minutes to go of the game. The Kings Minecraft says, never ask me what happened to Dolphins. Still never be happy about. It's round 1, bro. Don't stress too much. It's round 1. Angus Forces, Roosters would be kicking themselves letting Sitilli go. Yeah. But the Roosters have bigger problems than Sitilli Tupanua. They've got way bigger problems. They've got Chad Townsend and Sanders Smith as their halves. An aging Tedesco at fullback, which I'm not complaining about him, but I'm just saying he is aging. They lost their centre and winger pairing. They lost their toughest front row forward. And, they need to expect Angus Crichton to be that player of back rower of the year. Again, which sometimes players are. There's a Dogs fan just there, just putting his finger up at Tuipolatu. Oh, man. Angus Wilson, Tuipolatu's a bit of a knob, eh? I don't know why he's celebrating like crazy when you are down by 18 points right now at home, but, get into it. We love the energy. We love the passion. Swearingen says, thoughts on the Titans getting the round 1 bye? Pretty bad for time for a bye. Disagree. Why? Explain to me why round 1 bye is a bad thing. And they will miss a kick from the sideline. Explain to me why. On what basis do you say that having a bye in round 1 is a disadvantage? If anything, I'd say it provides absolutely nothing. There's no disadvantage, there's no advantage. You're just starting your season 1 week later. But it's like if you're in Vegas, you're getting the week 2 off. Because all the other teams are playing, but you're getting week 2 off. So, what's the disadvantage of having round 1 bye? Hillbilly says, depends on your Origin contingent. For Manly, I want as many buys around Origin as possible. Might not be so bad this year if it DCE, Gerbo, Olakwatu miss out the selection. So Dragons are going to bring this ball now out to the 10 through Emre Gula. Titans are another one. Titans are a sneaky team in regards to Origin, right? Because they haven't been showing the performances on the field. But you got potentially David Fifita. You got Tino coming back this year. Is there a shout of AJ Robinson? Sure, as a 14. but they'll probably go with Callum Ponga there because Reece Walsh will get the fullback. You know, you've got Moiki Fodawaker as well. Regan's not going to be in the shout for New South Wales, but like you could argue that there. I don't think so though. There's kind of a plethora of the Titans forwards just get decimated around Origin time, and it's like we're already struggling and we don't want to lose our players around Origin. So I get what you're saying. Shivani says, pipe down, champ, you're down by 30. Well, they're down by 18, but I get you. Angus forces round 1 bye is an extra week of preseason, probably best time for a bye. I would say the best time for a bye is round 27 if you are guaranteed for the 8. If you're guaranteed for the 8. I would say round 1 is just, sure. You know, you got the bye round 1. There's no negative to it. There is literally no negative to a bye in round 1. Ooh, the team started 1 week earlier than you. Cares with the team started 1 week earlier than you. Like, you get to watch all the teams play before you go out there and you go out and show what you're doing. I don't understand why there would be any form of disadvantage having a bye in round 1. So fit tackle now, and again, 4 Vegas teams have effectively a bye in week 2. So it doesn't make sense, in my opinion. But again, explain to me how I'm wrong. All right, so first tackle here for the Dragons here at the 15. You're starting to see a bit of intensity come back into this Dragons lineup. Maybe they just let the scoreline get away from them a bit, but you can sense the Dragons have a bit more energy and intensity in this game currently than the Dogs. But maybe that's because the Dogs have kind of settled down a little bit after scoring an influx of tries in the last few moments. Lucky that wasn't a 6 again there for the Dragons. 4th tackle now at the halfway point. 20 minutes to go in the game, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget, we'll be live for Manly Cowboys right after this. And also click the link and subscribe to BKRtravel. First Las Vegas vlog on Monday. All right, so Ilias will kick that ball up. Need a good chase here. Good chase. I think it's a knock on Dragons. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That was a really good set from the Dragons. Hey, guess what? That all started off of Jacob Little coming on the field. Was that a knock on Dragons? That's a tough one to call. You wouldn't challenge it though. You just need to have an intense defensive set here, Dragons. You just need an intense defensive set here. Oh, and this is a good start to it. 15 metres out, second tackle. Force an error, and you are, buddy... You're on top of it. If you force an error here... Oh, it's a sold-out rookie too after this. I reckon Jay is studying the poll papers. Jay's if we're studying the poll papers, seeing a dog here and there, I reckon he's lighting up town. That's what he's doing. He's lighting up the town. He's lighting up the papers, that's for sure. So, Kelly Block Native says up the doggies. Yeah, looking alright right now. Obviously still round 1, so still a bit hesitant. And then, that's a high tackle. No, apparently not. Surprise must be because he's gone down low and we've actually seen the referees use a little bit of common sense for the first time in recorded history. Hold on, I've got to refresh this game again. It just went off. But yeah, look, the Dogs doing well. They've been the better team so far by a decent stretch. They've shown the intensity for a longer period. But they can't clock off now because the Dragons are showing signs that they're still mentally in this game. Jay is rolling up the poll papers. That is a Jay thing to do. No nose biting this time. What? I just bit my lip and I feel it. Yikes. No nose biting? Sorry? What are we talking about? The Damien Cook downfall must be studied. I think it's pretty obvious what's happened to Angus. His speed and niftiness came from his youthfulness, is what I would say. And it's like now teams are just aware how to play him, and he's not as fast and nifty as he once was. I don't think it really needs to be studied. I think it's quite evident as to why this has happened. All right, so fit tackle now for the Dogs. Fit tackle here. Yeah, I did. I cut my lip. Oh, Preston's taking a while to get up. Are they calling a penalty here? No, they're blowing time off. Oh. So there's just an injury right now to me and Jacob Preston. Dragons not looking too good. I disagree with you, Seb. I definitely can understand that they haven't been as good as the Dogs, but like they've shown signs of positivity, but they've also shown signs of the same team of old. It's round 1. This isn't going to define this season. Hillbilly says early buy means other teams blow up the cobwebs before you, and you miss out on a later opportunity to freshen up when players are more beaten up. You're probably right though. It's only a minor thing. I disagree. Like, I get you, but like with that being said, I would prefer to have the buy in round 1 than I would in round 2. I'd prefer to have the buy in round 1 than I would in round 3. I'd also prefer to have the buy in round 1 before round 4. Penalty to the Dogs must be a high tackle because effectively you're just starting the season one week later. I get what you're saying, but I would rather once you've had that buy just knuckle down into the season until you have your buys around Origin. Again, I'd prefer after the Origin. But that would also be solely dependent on if you're a competitive team or not. I don't think there's too much in it. I genuinely believe rounds 5 to 9, 6 to 9 are the worst time to have it, because then if you can get on a roll in the early part of the season, it ruins it with the bye. So second tackle now, 5 metres away here from the line. Reid Marnie gives it off to... I can't see. It's completely frozen for me. Third tackle now for the Dogs, 1 metre away. Toby Sexton, Haywood, they're really loving these up-the-guts big-time runs through the forwards. Reid Marnie, 4th tackle, gets it to Toby Sexton. He'll get taken at the 5, not the play, Tobes, and he knocks it on. Not the play, Tobes, and he will knock it on. Angus Force's Emre Guler looking pretty average. Well, Emre Guler's never really been a standout. Like, Emre Guler does his job, sure, at Canberra, but he's never really been a standout. Like, you've never thought, oh, look, that's exactly the kind of play we want Emre Guler. And that's with all due respect. Like, he's a shit ton better than me. But Emre Guler has never really been a standout player where you look at him and go, shit, I need him on my team. Bretton says, Dragons kick returns 62 metres to 202 metres, Dogs. Like, kick returns, metres made. Like, there's a lot that will have gone against the Dragons today. The Bulldogs have clearly been the better team. No one's denying that. Giovanni says, just ordered some saffron and butter chicken to watch my Manly slap with the Cowgirls. Mate, I'll have plenty of curry this year. I'm about to go through 3 months basically of curry. But we will be live for your Manly Cowboys game. Over the top, good pass, and he didn't back himself. Oh no, and then he flicks the pass to the grass. Oh no. No, I did not just watch what I just watched. That is not what I just watched. That's not what I just watched. That pass was absolutely horrific. Wow. Wow. There's my first half aneurysm of the season. All right, so Dogs have a chance to seal the game completely here. They score again here, take it past the 30-point marker, take it outside of the 3 convert try range, that'll be game over. We will also be doing Storm Eels tomorrow, but I would not expect that to be a good game. I would not expect that to be a good game. So Dogs here with some offloads. They get a 6 again as well. 10 metres out. This is perfect for Dogs fans. You want to see your teams attack this year. That's your major disadvantage from last year. You want to see your teams attack. Will we see any Premier League streams in India? Kick-off times will be decent over there, I think. They are, but also I'm doing BKRtravel, bro. So I've got to rest at times because that's a chaotic country. But 2, I'm posting every 2 days for BKRtravel and doing all these NRL streams. So I do need a bit of time for myself as well. Left-hand side for the Dogs to seal the game. No, good defense. Good defense, prevent that. Good defense. 4 tackle now. And knock on by the Dogs at the 1. So it's going to be Dragons ball at 10. It's very hard, Giovanni, when you do stuff like this. you're always thinking, I've got to be posting content, I've got to be doing this. So you've really got to, like, I'm experienced now in the sense that I know when I need a break kind of deal. You can't be going to a country like that and just adding content on outside of maybe like the travel section kind of deal. It would just be too much. Like, for people who don't know India is a chaotic country. It's chaotic. Gee whiz. But I'm really grateful that I'll be able to watch good times because, so the 6 p.m. time slot in India, the 6 p.m. time slot for the Friday night games will be at like midday India or like 2 o'clock. I think it's 6 hours, 6.5 hours behind. So maybe it's like 11:30 a.m. or something like that. And I also have my OnlyFans, Jay. Yes, Jay. Yeah, no, it does get hectic. The OnlyFans. Yeah, full tackle. That's what I'm actually doing for a world tour of my OnlyFans. Penalty Dragons. Hey, listen, you score a converted try here. Oh, good run, good quick tap. Oh, no, away! He's away! And Jacob Little! Oh my God, Jacob Little. That was absolutely spectacular. Why did you sign Damien Cook when you got Jacob Little? That was spectacular. That was an unreal try there from Jacob Little. Well done. Maybe you have Damien Cook as your 14 and Jacob Little as your starting 9 because Jacob Little is such an underrated hooker. I never believed in him until last year. Last year, I've started to see a lot of improvement. And honestly, I didn't see the reason for Damien Cook. And that is such a great play there from Little that he breaks through. Oh, man, that was poor tackling from Sexton and Reid Marnie. And then just a great step around Connor Tracy to score right next to the post. The Dragons are in this game. Yes, Seb Watson, I will be at the IPL. Yes, I will be at the IPL. You have to be following me on BKRtravel Instagram to know where I'm at the time because the content on BKRtravel will be about 2-3 weeks behind where I'm actually at. And that's where IPL content will go up as well. Because I don't feel like that needs to be specific timeline-wise, like the next day kind of deal. So obviously be subscribed to BKRtravel, but to know where I'm at the time, you'll have to be... So like if you're watching an IPL game and you want to try and find me, by the way, it's not that hard to find like tourists and stuff because they do usually show the camera on the tourists at those games. Yeah, Reid Marnie did get caught flat-footed there. Brett Neslick, I agree. But Jacob Little, that was a strong run, man. I don't mind the thought process of Damien Cook 14, Jacob Little 9. I don't mind the thought process. 10 minutes to go of the game here, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe. Yeah, fire it up, baby. Fire it up. Completion rate is even at the moment. There you go. It wasn't too separated before, was it? Not like a team going 27 from 44 completed sets and winning 10-8. All right, Dragons. What I did say about 15 minutes ago, the Dragons, maybe 10 minutes ago, the Dragons were showing the intensities returned. Maybe the Dogs have just taken a bit too much of a lead in that middle part when the Dragons talked off. But if the Dragons can keep this intensity after the last 10 minutes here, they can still win this game for sure. It's only a 12-point game. There is plenty of time here, and they're the ones with the momentum. And I said that 5 minutes before they even scored. Oh, that's a risky offload, but they get it away. And Gutherson on 4 tackle at the 35. But with little beach sprinter, short ball. That beach sprinter thing, gee whiz. Yeah, Crichton must be injured. Crichton's like going down his haunches a bit. He's struggling with something. All right, Connor Tracy grabs his ball at the 11. Dogs, you just need to complete your sets. Just complete your sets and kick it down deep. Stephen Crichton is injured right now. God bless him. I hope he's all right. But yeah, India's good time zones for pretty much all sports except for America. The American sports are all on it between like 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. kind of deal. Or 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. All right, so 4 tackled here for the Dogs. And they're going to go for a little quick scoot to the 45 on the Dragons side of the field. Dragons are doing it right here to keep a chance alive. Doing it right to keep a chance alive. Oh, that's a good hit by Montoya. Oh, that's a good hit by Montoya. Oh, he's knocked it on too. Well done. Well done, Montoya. That's really nice. Was it Cherry? I thought it was Montoya who came across. No, it was Montoya. No, it was. Oh no, Cherry's got an injury. God bless him. He's got an injury. He's got like a non-contact injury, is it? It looked like it might have been a non-contact. This is a tough mistake though, in a really bad time. Just as the Dragons were getting some good solid momentum. Just as they were getting some good solid momentum. VNA as well down. God bless him. But he's alright. They put the thumbs up. Alright, let's go. I'm sensing a junior bowler masterclass tomorrow. Don't tell Josh Ryan that, Mitchell. He'll have a heart attack if he hears that. He will have a heart attack. Alright, again, Dogs get another opportunity to bury this game. Oh, it's a good little step there from Matt Burton. They're 10 metres away from the line. He's off the field now. What, they took Little off the field? No, he's still there. Oh, knock on, Dogs. Well, they're not able to seal the game. That's a bit of an issue. Like, although they'll probably still end up winning this game, they have not been able to seal it off. They have not been able to seal this game off just yet. And that's a concern. Zustin says, a prediction for Manly Cowboys. I got Manly by 14. I can see Manly winning 13 plus. I didn't have the Cowboys for the 8. I had Manly in the top 4. So I'll agree with you. What they're saying, this is a knock on by Little. What's gone backwards? He's playing the arm. Yep, knock on Canterbury, correct call. Ben says they still have their attacking errors to work on. Both teams have a lot to work on this game still. Bretton says Crichton. Oh, you mean Crichton? Yeah. Well, if I'm the Dragons, I'm targeting left-hand side right now. You go left-hand side. If Crichton's off the field, bang. Oh, no, he'd be on the right-hand side, wouldn't he? Okay. No, because... Yeah, left-hand side, Dragons attack. Left-hand side, Dragons attack is where Crichton would normally be. Who would have they put into the centre there? Maybe Tupanua? Maybe Tupanua shifted out there? Maybe? Maybe Tupanua's been shifted out into the centres? Let's have a look. I can't really see. Agree, down the left, Jacob... they've put Jacob Preston there, have they? Yeah, they have. Yeah, Jacob Preston's playing centre. Target the shit out of him. If you're the Dragons, you have to target that left-hand side. You'll find a breakthrough there. And here we go, down the left. And, Flanagan couldn't get the ball away. Third tackle, good running meters there. They get this ball to the 38 or so, fourth tackle. Still not making enough meters. Need to go hard left, man. Good passing. Here we go. Hard left, bro. Oh! Dude, how has he gotten that ball away? The Dragons are still going here. They get the ball offloaded. They're just throwing the ball around. They're out to the right side, 35 metres out. They cut back on the inside. No way, Ilias. Oh, he's 15 metres away here from the line. Oh, this is a crazy finish here. Oh, Dragons have scored! Oh my gosh, the Dragons have scored. It's 28-20 with a kick to come. Oh my gosh, the Dragons have just scored with a kick to come. Christian Tuipulotu for a hat-trick, mind you. The chat's favourite player. But all that came from the left-hand side. What were we saying? It came from the left-hand side attack. They were able to get the ball away, just flicked it out the back. They got to the 40, flicked it again, got to Little. Little then gets to Ilias. Ilias steps on the inside with a hard step, and then another step, goes inside, back out to the right, gets taken out to 15. Dogs players are also getting back on side. They cut back to the left, and guess what? We were saying this. Go to the left and you will score because they're having to use Jacob Preston here because Stephen Crichton is out injured. So guess what? They go there. They score the try. They're back in the game. It's an 8-point game with a kick to come. Here we go. But you got to get this kick, Val Holmes. This is a big kick here, Val. This is a big kick. Great game, and there's still another game, another footy. Great game, Blizzy. This is a big kick for Val Holmes. 6 minutes to go, down by 8. Val will... Oh, no, he's missed the kick. Oh, Val, that's bad, man. That's real bad. You've probably just cost the game here. That probably cost the game, that. Hey, says, like I'm not wearing my headphones. Mate, hey, when you're watching this channel, shit gets wild, man. When you're watching this channel, shit gets wild. And for people who are new here, they learn pretty quickly, don't have me on full blast. Don't have me on full blast. Was a kick on the sideline. It was close, and it wasn't that difficult of a kick, but it wasn't that difficult. Mic check. No, I'm not. It's 8:15 over here. When I'm in India, I can do mic checks galore because it'll be on during the middle of the day, and there is no such thing as a noise limit really in India. So Jack DeBellin now. He'll get this ball to the 15. There is 6 minutes to go here. 6 minutes to go. Do not forget, we will be live for Manly Cowboys right after this. The Dragons are down by 8. Big miss by Val Holmes just then, which would have brought them back within 6. Jacob Little with the ball. He'll go right. Stephen Crichton is off the field for the Dogs. They just scored down that left-hand side of the Dragons, so they need to keep going down that left. India loves noise pollution. India is noise pollution. Brenton? Is. Well, this is an awful attacking set here from the Dragons. Awful. Hard to keep 1.3 billion people quiet, correct. This is an awful attacking set from the Dragons. What an absolute bare basic. Oh my God, Ilias. Oh, Ilias, stop it. Stop it, bro. You can't be dropping that, Ilias. Ilias, you cannot be dropping that. That is not possible that you've just dropped that. Mate, that's what, their 11th error, the Dragons? What's the error count? 13 errors for the Dragons, 10 for the Dogs. You can't be making that error there, man. All right, second tackle here for the Dogs at the 20. I will say both teams have a lot to work out, more so the Dragons, though. The Dogs will be pretty content with this win. They'll be pretty content with this win. But there's still a lot to work on, but they'll be content with it. Here's the seal. No. 1 metre out from the line. Third tackle. 4 minutes to go. The Dragons, if you want to try and win this game, you cannot concede here. At worst, you can concede a non-converted try. 4 tackle, 6 minutes out. Reed Marnie off to Hayward. Hayward to Maxi King. Go, Maxi. 2 metres away from the line. Fifth tackle. 3:50 minutes to go. Off to Toby Sexton. Matt Burton. Oh, they knocked the ball on. You got to pick the ball up. There you go. All right, Dragons, you got to score this set. And then you got to go for a 2-point field goal with Val Holmes, who can kick him. Val Holmes can kick him, man. Val Holmes can kick him. So you just need to score a converted try and then kick a 2-point field goal with someone who can kick 2-point field goals. Oh, here we go. They spread out left. Here's the chance. Here's the chance. Here's the chance. Pass the ball to the wing, dude. Pass the ball to the wing. Second tackle for the Dragons at the 35. Rugby League is back, everybody. Rugby League is back. Would you even potentially consider, if you're not within range, would you consider a 2-point field goal here? Surely not. If you can find a way to get a penalty, that'd be amazing. They got numbers galore. They got numbers galore. They got numbers galore. They pass the ball. They get the ball away. They're 33 metres out from the line now. 4 tackle. Dogs are just... The Dragons have got the intensity. Can they finish it off, though? Lachlan Ilias. What was that? What are they doing? Ilias, bro. Anyway, the Dragons are just offloading the ball. Oh, for God. No, I've got to blame Ilias. I'm sorry. I've got to throw my blame at Ilias there. Ilias, you are the halfback, and you've decided to slowly go back out to the right when the whole team is shaped out left. Why has Ilias then cut back into the right? And they've ended up knocking the ball onto Jaden Stewart. That's game over. Why has Ilias, as the defining halfback, decided to go out short side when the Dogs have that well and truly covered, slow the entire play down rather than passing it out to the left-hand side where all the Dragons are shaped up? Oh, man, there's so much the Dragons need to work on, dude. There is so much the Dragons need to work on. Oh, bro, like you're the halfback, man. You can't be making that decision going short side right there when you can clearly see the Dogs have it all covered on that side. That was poor read, man. That was a really poor read. Dogs are going to win this game, and they were the better team here, but the Dragons should be quite upset that they had an opportunity. They definitely had an opportunity. All right, so second tackle now for the Dogs at the 45. I think that my main point of emphasis for the Dogs after this game would be limiting the errors, not clocking off, which is what they've effectively done towards the back end of the game. They just set themselves up with a good enough lead throughout the middle part, whilst the Dragons kind of let the game go in the middle part. So not clocking off, limiting the error count, and honestly, the defense hasn't been spectacular here in this game to be giving up 20 points to a Dragons team that, didn't have a great deal of intensity for a large portion of this game. So that's fit tackle. So it's Dragons ball. They have to score now. If I was them, I'd get up, try and get into the attacking 40 and go for a 2-point field goal from just outside the 40. But I don't even know if they're going to have time to do that. Biggest things for the Dragons is absolutely error count. Absolutely in regards to their lacking amount of meters. Like their go forward in the sets have been a significant difference. It's been a significant difference. Here we go. Left-hand side. Let's see if they can work it here. Back yourself to Pelottu, man. Third tackle now at the 32. 1 minute left. Giovanni says, you're talking about potential field goals, and the Dragons just say never let them know your next move and knock it on. Oh. Holy fuck. Another knock on Dragons. Fiona, as they're breaking away on the right-hand side, drops the ball. So the Dogs will win, and it's deserved, but Dragons fans, you absolutely had every opportunity, and not right, but you had every ability to win this game. The Dragons had every ability to win this game. That would be your 15th error. Yep, 15 errors for the Dragons. Dogs have had 12 errors. Dogs have conceded 6 penalties, Dragons 3. Let's give a look at the meters. Oh my God. The Dogs have had 1,718 run meters. The Dragons 1,397. So the average set distance is 46.44 to the Dragons 37.66. Unacceptable by the Dragons there. Alex, a good game, 28-20 to the Dogs. They deserved the win. They get their season off to a start. They've got a lot to work on themselves, but they're very happy with that win. And looks decent for the most part, just can't clock off like they did towards the back end of the game. Dragons, we've gone and done it to death in regards to what they need to fix, to be honest. But yeah, look, I wouldn't be disappointed by the score, TH, if you're a Dogs fan. Again, there's a lot to work on, but I wouldn't be disappointed. You won your first game of the season. Any game you win the first 5 rounds is a bonus because you're really starting to set up where you should be heading towards. So taking the 2 points is absolutely on the cards there. But I'm going to jump off here for now, guys. I'll see you in about 10 minutes' time for the next game, which is the last game of the day, the Manly versus Cowboys game. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I appreciate you as usual. Don't forget, we've got Eels versus Storm tomorrow. Manly Cowboys in 10 minutes' time. Check out BKRtravel, pin comment over there. First Las Vegas vlog out on Monday, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.